All right, everybody. So this is Twitter 360. We're basically going to give you from A to Z everything you need to know about marketing your business with Twitter, and basically how we were able to do this, and I mean drive traffic, drive leads, and really really make your business take off with this. And I think you're going to see here exactly why this is such a powerful platform to build your business with. So what you are going to learn today is basically how we use Twitter to build our brand, drive traffic, and generate leads. How we get 4,000 plus new followers every month just on Twitter. Nearly 6,000 plus visits to our blog, and that's with a brand new blog. We're getting more than that now, but this was like 3 or 4 months into doing this to this strategy that we were able to get 6,000, 5,700 plus visits to our blog every single month. 100 plus new subscribers to our YouTube channel every month from the traffic that we drive to YouTube from Twitter. Get dozens of organic views on YouTube videos every day and rank on page 1. This is a huge ranking factor with YouTube, is getting views and likes and comments on your videos, and we're able to rank a lot of our YouTube videos on page 1 of YouTube because of the traffic that we drive to YouTube from Twitter. And also, and here's the important part, right? Because with any strategy, there's a lot of people that are doing the same strategies, but some people get results and some people don't. So we're going to show you exactly why that is, and how you can go from getting just a few leads a week to 30, 40 leads plus per day. Okay, and these are leads with phone numbers, and this is going to be with solely through Twitter and traffic from Twitter. Okay, plus a bunch of ninja tricks as always. So we want to have something in here for everybody. Right. So very comprehensive training that we're going to put together here. We'll probably go a little bit long, but that's going to be all right.
So be prepared, guys, because you're going to love it.
Yeah.
Beginner to advanced, everything you need to know.
A to Z training, 360 degrees, beginner to advanced. We're going to have something for everybody here. So if you don't know who we are, we've only been in MLSP for about 1.5 years now. So some of you know us, some of you don't. But who are Todd and Leah Ray Getz? We started in network marketing. When was this? June 2014.
Yep.
Yeah. So I mean, it wasn't even really that long ago, but we struggled for over a year.
Over a year.
Before finding MLSP.
Yeah, it was bad.
Before we had joined MLSP, we dumped over $20,000 into our network marketing business and had pretty much 0 results.
Right. and beyond that, it was 40 to 60 hours a week.
Yeah.
For that entire year.
Yeah, it was not just a hobby for us. It was, we were working this hard, and we would go to events, and every single event we'd tell ourselves, okay, that's going to be us up on stage. And the next event would roll around, and there we'd be just sitting in the audience again, wondering what the heck we were doing that was keeping us down there, right? Why was everybody else going up on stage, and why were we not? But we joined MLSP in August 2015, just kind of stumbled upon it, and we started MLSP with absolutely no online marketing experience. We were building our network marketing business solely offline, belly to belly, or we were trying to. We weren't very successful with it, but we'd never built a blog before, had never written a blog, didn't have a Facebook fan page, never even used Twitter or Instagram, didn't even really like them.
Right.
Never uploaded a video to YouTube. We were just as beginner as you could get. We didn't even know the language. I mean, that was the other thing. We didn't even. So when people talked about capture pages, lead magnets, sales funnels, things like that, it was just completely foreign to us. We didn't even know how that would relate to building a network marketing business. So we were starting from ground zero, and in a very short amount of time. Excuse me, in a very short amount of time, we were walking the stage at MLSP, okay, at Live the Dream 7. It was actually our very first Live the Dream event last year, August. And this is us going up there to receive our L4 award. Shortly after that, okay, shortly after Live the Dream last year, we hit our L5 rank in November, early November of 2016. So it was only a couple months after this event.
Right.
Just came out of there with a ton of momentum. Guys, if you do not have your ticket for Live the Dream 8, you need to get it, and go VIP if you can, because the momentum that we had coming out of Live the Dream 7,
huge.
It was just huge. Catapulted us to L5, and it never even looked back. I mean, now the sky's the limit for us. But we also serve on MMT, Master Marketers Team here at MLSP. We're certified coaches in the system, and that's one of the other things that has really helped us is having mentors in the system. That's one of the reasons why we were able to have the amount of success that we've had in such a short amount of time when we started at 0.
Right, exactly.
Right. We do a lot of training both online and offline. I was able to retire from a multiple six-figure-a-year consulting job.
Nice.
These are actually pictures from my last day at work, my last day in the office, and us going out to celebrate afterwards.
Right. That was a really big day for our family, guys. That was our whole why for starting this industry.
Exactly.
We did it not just a couple months ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This is pretty recent, and I mean, just living a life of time freedom. Okay, and like I said, it's all thanks to MLSP. We would just not be where we are right now today had it not been for MLSP. And it's this is what's possible, right? This is what's possible for anyone that just puts their head down, gets to work, is willing to learn, is coachable, and just gets it done. So we're going to show you how we did that with Twitter today.
Yeah.
Oh, and very recently,
Yeah.
this was just 3 weeks ago, we welcomed to our family the very newest addition. This is Henry.
2.5 weeks. So he was born on the 1st, guys.
Yep, which is my birthday, so we share the same birthday,
Right,
but it's
so
pretty cool.
16 days ago. And the biggest thing, guys, this is what home business is all about. This is what MLSP has allowed us to do, where we couldn't succeed, we were unable to succeed on our own, and now Todd is able to be home full-time, and both of us experience all of this together as a family, right? That is huge.
Right. I mean, this kid will never know what it's like to not have both of his parents at home, and that's huge for us. So, and even our other son, he's 3 years old now. You can see him playing the ukulele up in the upper left
He likes to
there.
sing to him.
Loves to sing and everything. So, why do you want to use Twitter? Okay, because there's Facebook, there's Instagram, there's YouTube, there's all sorts of other things you could be doing. Why would you want to do Twitter? Okay, and we kind of asked ourselves. We didn't even like Twitter when we first got into it, but it became very quickly our main strategy. And here's some of the reasons why. Number one, it's just going to give you by far the biggest bang for your buck. Yep. Okay, as far as marketing dollars go. Facebook and Instagram, if you've paid attention to what's happening, they're more and more forcing users towards paid ads.
Exactly. If you paid attention, guys, seen anything recently, Instagress is now gone. Mass Planner, this is within the last week or so. Mass Planner is gone. It's been shut down. InstaEasy, Instamate, InstaPlus. Okay, all of these programs and things are being shut down, guys, by Facebook and Instagram. Okay, and so you're not able to run those sort of automated processes like you've been able to in the past.
Right. And so what does that mean? Well, number one, it means that Twitter is still a place that you can go to really automate your marketing to a very high level, okay, with the right tools. And it doesn't require paid advertising to get big results, okay? But on these other social media platforms, like I said, they're more and more forcing you towards paid advertising, okay? And so bottom line is that Twitter is very quickly becoming the last major social media platform where you can do automated traffic and lead generation without paid advertising. Okay,
exactly.
and that is, I mean, if you don't understand, I mean, this is huge. Okay, if you're looking for a way to build your business without having to spend a ton of money on paid advertising or to kind of dabble in that sort of thing, risk getting your Facebook ads account shut down when you don't have a bunch of experience or you don't have a huge brand yet, Twitter is going to be the place you want to go because it really is just becoming the last major social media platform where you can do these things in a very automated way without having to pay for advertising. So some of the results that we've had with Twitter, okay, we opened our Twitter account almost immediately when we joined MLSP, okay, it's one of the very first trainings that we went through. So we opened our Twitter account in August of 2015, and you can kind of see the growth summary, okay, so these are the very first months we were on Twitter, okay, and so in the upper left corner you see September 2015, we only had 72 new followers. We didn't really do a lot with it at first, right? We were kind of messing with Instagram. Right. We were on Facebook, got our Facebook ads account shut down right away. Right. So that's kind of one of the things that forced us towards Twitter. The next month in October, okay, right below September, bottom left corner there, you can see that this is when we started to build our audience. Okay, this is when we started building our audience. We had almost 3,000 new followers in 1 month. Okay, we weren't doing a lot else with it, but we were building an audience. November, over 4,000 new followers. Okay, top right corner there. You can see 146,000 tweet impressions. This is how many times people saw our tweets. Okay, with Twitter. So this is starting to get big for us. Almost 10,000, a little over 9,000 people visiting our profile to check us out. And December, a little slower month for us, but still. Over 200,000 tweet impressions, over 200,000 times that people are seeing our tweets, seeing our content, visiting our blog, visiting whatever other link we have out there for them. You know, almost 8,000 profile visits, even on a slow month like December, right? So what did this do for our blog traffic? Okay, so the more we focused on Twitter, the more our blog traffic increased. Okay, so by February of 2016, okay, because of the traffic and because of the leads that we were generating 30 plus leads a day, largely because of Twitter. Okay, not just the leads we generate directly on there, but also from the traffic that we're sending other places like our blog and YouTube.
Exactly.
And so, like again, you know, September, you can see we had very little blog traffic. This is Google Analytics. Okay, this is showing us our blog traffic. Just under, I mean, I don't even know what that is. It's pretty close to 0 blog visits on September, but October is when we started building our audience. People started checking us out. Okay, so we October, November, December, 1,000 blog visits per month without SEO, right? Without having to rank a single blog post, we were getting traffic to our blog. Okay, January is where we started to actually implement some other things and tweet more often and tweet more of our content, more of our own content, our own blog posts and things like that. So our blog traffic doubled in January of 2016. February had another 1,000 visitors a month, up to 3,000. March just skyrocketed, almost doubled that, almost had 6,000 visits per month, and it's just been going up from there, right? Because we're building a bigger and bigger audience every single month. We're tweeting out more and more of our content, and it's just driving a ton of traffic for us from Twitter. Okay, and again, all without SEO, all without having to rank blog posts. Mm-hmm. So this is huge. YouTube subscribers. Right. This is another thing where another piece that we implemented back in May of 2016. Okay, where we decided, hey, we're getting a bunch of traffic to our blog. Why don't we try to do this with YouTube and see if we can get some of our stuff to rank? And that's exactly what we were able to do. So our subscribers, you can see before May, is just flatlined, right? I think we had 1 subscriber before
ourselves.
Yeah, it could have been one of us. Yeah. But once May rolls around, we started driving traffic towards YouTube from Twitter, and now we're getting over 100 subscribers a month, every single month, just because of the traffic that we generate from YouTube. Okay, and we're going to show you exactly how we do that as well. And then also ranking videos. Like I said, one of the most important ranking factors that YouTube looks at when deciding how high to rank your videos is how many views you're getting, how many comments you're getting, and how many likes you're getting. Okay, and especially if someone subscribes from a video, right. That's really going to boost it. Okay, and so these are just this is just a short list of the keywords that we are ranking on page 1 for in YouTube results, YouTube search results, and there's many more that we're ranking for, but these are some of the ones where, you know, the most competitive keywords, some of the ones that we're ranking at the very top as well. Mm-hmm. Some of them we have multiple videos ranking for the same keyword, and it's very much thanks to this Twitter strategy that we're going to show you today. Okay, so what we're going to be covering, we're going to, you know, like I said, A to Z, 360 degrees here. You're going to get the basics, how to open an account, how to do your profile setup. Okay, and it seems very foundational, and it is, but the thing is, everything else builds upon that. Okay, if you don't get that right, everything else that follows is going to be much less effective. Okay, so the better you do this, the better you set up your profile, the better everything else is going to be. Okay, the bigger you're going to be able to build your brand. Okay, if you have a solid foundation. We're going to show you how to build, engage, and sell your audience. Right, the 3 main activities you need to be doing with any sort of marketing that you do: build, engage, and sell. That's what we do here. And then measuring and improving. And like I said, like I kind of mentioned before, you need to measure and improve. This is going to be the difference between someone who implements this and someone who does the exact same thing. One person's going to get a handful of leads a week. The other's going to be getting, after a couple of months, 30 plus leads every single day, because one of them is measuring and improving, the other is not.
Exactly.
Right?
Yep, and we've seen this countless times with people we've coached and worked with.
Exactly.
Right. The ones that keep measuring, they're going to keep improving and their numbers keep going up. The ones that just set it up and leave it, it's couple a day, and they just plateau there.
Exactly. So, step number 1, creating your account. And I'm going to let Leah take over here. So.
Okay. Awesome. All right. Basic things, guys. When it comes to creating your account, okay, we're just going to go through the actual functionality here, because like we said, this is for beginners to advanced, okay, so we're starting at the very beginning. All right, so we created a quick little fake account earlier, this Pearl Allen, okay, and just because we had to figure out, we had to do when you do this, folks, you're going to have to verify your login. Okay, and so we wanted to take care of all that stuff, so we weren't waiting for any codes to come back to us when you do it. Okay, but when you first get to that twitter.com, you can do this on your computer or you can do this on your phone, right? There's an app for Twitter. Okay, you want to click the Create Account button. All right, you're going to put in your name and your email address. All right, if you have multiple accounts, you need to have a different email address, a different phone number plugged into each of those accounts, so keep that in mind. Okay, so this is, you know, ground zero in Twitter. You've now created your account and you haven't even chosen your username yet. Look, it just created one for you. Okay, so we're going to go in and see exactly how to let's update the username and look at some of the basic profile stuff that you want to do right when you to get set up. Okay. All right, now let's go to profile settings. There's this little button up here, and you're going to go down to settings and privacy. Okay, here we go. So username. This is what the ugly username, and I would never, hope none of you ever have a username that looks like this, right? It's not branded, it's messy and ugly, and can you imagine trying to tell people to go look you up on Twitter and you got to remember all those numbers and stuff? That's not going to work, okay? So you want this to be branded to you, okay? So branded to you. We're going to go a little more into branding and exactly what your username should be, but let's explore what our options are. Okay, there we go. Pearl R. Allen.
Oh, H would be the middle name.
Oh, I think that one was taken.
Oh, was it? Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay, so we had to choose something. So pretend my name is Pearl Allen and my middle name is Ray. Okay, so Pearl Allen wasn't available, so I add my middle initial. Voila, it's there. Okay, so keeping this all in sync. Now, you do want to update this to your appropriate time zone. Okay, we are, you know, we're Midwest folks. Right now we're actually in Minnesota visiting so my family can meet our new son. Normally we're down in Oklahoma. All right, so change your time zone, your language. Most of these settings here, guys, you can probably leave as is. Okay, there's not a whole lot. Make sure you click the saved settings. I
don't even remember our password.
Yeah, I don't remember our password either, guys. So hopefully this works.
Oh, there we go. Perfect.
Okay. Did it go?
Yep, I think so.
Okay, good. All right, there we go. So thanks, our settings have been saved. Okay, so these are, you know, this is very basic. You can go through, if you want to explore and understand what the settings are, you can definitely explore all of these settings when you're first creating your account, okay? But for the most part, you're going to leave them all as is. They have them set pretty well for you right off the bat, okay? So let's go.
Analytics.
Oh, okay. Yeah. We got a lot of notes tonight, guys, because we have a lot of content to go over with you. So Todd cued me in here. The other thing that you guys want to do when you first create your Twitter account is to sign up for Twitter Analytics. Okay. So you'll notice I'm signed into Twitter right now. If I open another tab, and it's just Analytics. Okay. Analytics.twitter.com. And it loads. Okay, so we're going to turn analytics on. Okay, this is going to allow you to gather data on your Twitter accounts. You definitely, as a marketer, want this information. Okay.
Because you can only improve the things that you measure.
Exactly.
Right. So we need to be measuring things, and that's what Twitter Analytics is going to help us to do.
Yep. And so this was nice and easy because I was already logged in on another tab in our browser. So, okay, now this is going to give us that information we can track over time within Twitter, so that's very helpful. Okay, now the other basics, guys, picture and banner, we're going to cover the content of what that should look like in a second, but how you actually upload the files, you click on the camera button and upload photo. Okay, so if you're doing this on your phone, I think the functionality is pretty much the same, but if you're on a computer, you've got the files, the camera, you know, the images on your computer, you want to upload the photo, and then it'll choose it here for your profile image, and the same for the header, same thing, upload photo. Okay, so that is and then save changes, of course. You want to always save your changes. As you're doing we're going to cover the content here in a second on where you are, what sort of information to put here, but you can go ahead and update it here and then just make sure to save your changes, okay? And you're all set and ready to go. Okay, but anytime you want to edit your own profile, so when you first log in, you're going to, you can click on home here, and you want to do anything with your personal account, okay, because when you first log in, you're going to start seeing everybody's tweets for who you are following, right? So this is what you see when you first log in, all right? And this is going to be filled up with tweets of other people, okay, once you start following folks. So to actually edit anything with your own account, you'd come over here to the left, click on your name or your handle, and then you're going to be in your account, and you can click on that Edit Profile button, okay? So super simple. We're going to jump over. I'm going to hand it back to Todd for a sec.
Go back to PowerPoint.
Okay, we're going to head to PowerPoint. Okay, so that's creating your account. All right, basic profile setup, guys.
What is this doing?
All right, so I'm going to, if you want to talk for a second, I'll pull up our regular Twitter account.
Sure. So profile setup, this is where a lot of your branding is going to come into play, right? So the thing is that what a lot of people do when they start marketing on Twitter is they start posting stuff about their company and their products, and they're just pitch, sell, right? And the thing that you have to keep in mind is that we're doing attraction marketing here, okay? And what you really, the thing that you need to know is that people don't join companies, okay? People join people. People they know, like, and trust, okay? So the first question people have when they see you online is not, why should I buy your products, or why should I buy or join your company, okay? The first question people have when they see you online is, why should I join you, okay? Or why should I buy from you? Okay, that's a question that people have that you need to answer. That's the very first hurdle that you gotta jump over. Okay, and if you're not answering that question, then you're not going to get sales, and you're not going to get signups, and you're definitely not going to get leads. Okay, so the thing with attraction marketing, you shouldn't be trying to convince people why they should buy your weight loss shake. Okay, instead, you should be targeting people who are already looking for weight loss shakes, and then convince them to buy from you. Okay. Same thing if you're looking for business builders. Okay, don't try to convince them why they should join your BizOp. You should be targeting people who are already open to a BizOp, and convince them to join you. Okay, that's why we brand ourselves. Okay, we're branding us, branding you. That's what attraction marketing is about. So first thing you need to know is, who is your target market? Okay, this is the very first thing you need to identify. This is going to come into play later on as we're building our audience as well. But the question you need to ask is, who's going to be the most interested in what you're marketing? Okay, who are you speaking to, right?
So for our target market is entrepreneurs, right? So everything is geared on this page towards entrepreneurs.
And not just entrepreneurs, but people who have network marketing businesses who want to learn how to build them on social media.
Exactly.
Right. So we get more specific than that.
Right. So one of the main things, and we teach all of our new members, all of our coaching clients to do this right away when you are starting online, is to claim your online real estate. All right. So while you should only focus on one strategy at a time, okay, when you first get started, you start with one, and you work that strategy till you're generating 5 to 10 leads a day. All right. But you want to have accounts everywhere when you first start. Okay, so when we first started, we grabbed our domain, toddandleahrae.com. We grabbed the Instagram username, Todd and Leah Rae. We grabbed the Twitter username, Todd and Leah Rae. We grabbed the YouTube, Facebook for our fan page, all of that stuff.
Pinterest even. We still don't do Pinterest, but we have
it. Yeah. So all of those things, you want to grab that account. And I'm going to let you in on a little secret, guys. I've never used my middle name before until we went online, okay, because we had to get creative because toddandleah.com was taken. Okay, so we got creative. Okay, well, we can just add my middle name. Is that available? Yep, it's available. Awesome. I'll go by Leah Rae. And everything now is branded the same way, all right, because you want, if they see you on Instagram, if they see you on Twitter, if they see you on Facebook, they want to know it's you. Right? So you want to have the same profile pictures, you want to have the same across the board, and that's going to, you want to grab the domain, right? And you want this to be branded to you, not your company, not to, this is you specifically, right? Because we already covered people join people, not companies, all right? So,
right. And I mean, a lot of us, Todd and Leah Rae, that's pretty unique. But there's some of you that probably have names that are more common, right? They're probably already taken, especially on social media. Maybe the web domain may not be, but on social media it may be taken. So if you got a name like Joe Smith, you can't do joesmith.com. You can't do twitter.com/Joe Smith. You might have to add a middle initial in there, Joe A. Smith, Joe B. Smith, whatever. You may have to add the entire middle name. Okay, Leah Rae Getz. You could do
And I've had some people that worked in law enforcement or other things, and they didn't want their first and last names on there. So they, in their branding, they just used their first and middle names in all of their branding, right? They never mentioned their last name online because they worked in a field where that was not a safe thing to do.
Right, right. And you can do other things like Ask Joe Smith, right? Joe Smith Online, The Real Joe Smith, Official Joe Smith. We've got other leaders in MLSP that use kind of, they add little things like that to it. So LisaTorresSpeaks.com, MeetAdamChandler.com, SherryBrownCoaching.com, right? So there's a lot of different things you can do to still use your name, but make it unique.
Yep, exactly. So grab the domain right away, and then grab your usernames across the board to have everything in sync. All right, now, if Twitter is your main strategy, okay, awesome. So grab the usernames everywhere, okay, but then come back to Twitter and only work Twitter. You don't want to be in this place where, okay, I started working Twitter, and now 4 months from now I want to add Instagram, but now in the meantime someone else stole or they took that username on Instagram. You can't use it. So that's why we teach it, guys. Only do one at a time, but claim your real estate across the board. Okay, so same banner and profile image across the board, like we already said, so people see you, they can find you everywhere. Okay, get professional graphics done. Okay, it just makes a world of difference. Okay, you're building your brand. You want to be taken seriously, right? Don't you have that analogy?
Yeah, you want to look legitimate, right? If you're someone who's saying that I help network marketers to be successful, but you've kind of got a crummy looking banner picture or profile picture, it's kind of like that. You've probably seen the picture of this, but that rusty old van down by the river that has spray painted on it, free candy, right? It doesn't look legit, right? So you want to look legit. I mean, go to Fiverr, go to Upwork, someplace where someone who can do a reasonably good job and make it look professional.
And they can be pretty cheap.
Yeah, it doesn't have to cost a ton of money. It can be as little as $5, but typically you're going to get what you pay for. So I would recommend spending a little bit more than that, maybe $15, $20, or even more. But yeah, definitely get some professional graphics done.
Right. A last resort, guys, if you have to do it yourself, Canva.com would be the place that I would just go to Canva, Canva.com. And they have the settings and everything set up for a Twitter banner.
Right, and some of the things that you want on your banner, because I see people missing some things sometimes, but you definitely want your image on there. Okay, so you'll see that we have, basically our same profile pic is the same pic that's on a banner. You want your name in there, okay, and if your name is also your domain, you can just add a .com to the end like we did, and that's fine. And then add your tagline, okay, your tagline or what's in it for them. Okay, when people see your profile, the first thing they should be able to figure out is what are they going to get out of following you on Twitter or wherever else you are, right? What is the benefit? What are you going to be able to teach them? How are you going to help them? Okay, what's in it for them? Always be thinking what's in it for them. So those are the three main things. Plus, a nice looking background, and that's basically all it is. Okay,
right.
Your profile, a picture of you. Okay, not your logo, not your network marketing company, not anything else like that, but a picture of you, not your kids, not your pets, you. Okay, your name. Okay, or your brand name. So whatever it is, Lisa Torres Speaks or Meet Adam Chandler, whatever, and then. How do you help people? Okay, what's in it for them? Okay, exactly. so those are the main elements that you're going to need, and then your profile pic. Okay, same thing. Like I said, not your pets, not your kids, not your logo. It should be a picture of you and a good-looking picture of you. Okay.
Right. You don't have to go get professional headshots done, but grab people have great phones now. Have a spouse, a friend, get in some good lighting and snap a bunch of shots till you get one that looks nice and professional.
Right. Definitely worth the extra 5 to 10 minutes that you spend doing it.
Excellent. So. All right. So bio. Okay. This information here.
Yeah. Again, you want to tell them what's in it for them. Okay, WIFFT. What's in it for them?
Okay, so why should they follow you exactly?
And then the website field. Okay, you want to now. Here's our personal opinion on this: is that you always want it to go to your blog, okay, to your website. I've seen people put in their Facebook fan page or some other social media site on there. Maybe it's even Instagram. The reason why we prefer our blog is because we own that. Okay, that's our home base. That's that's Todd and Leah Ray Central. Okay,
Yep, our whole goal with social media, guys, is to get the audience, but we want to drive them back to our own content. The thing is, social media, you don't own your Instagram account, you don't own your Facebook account, you don't own your YouTube account. And talk to people who've been around for a while. You can get shut down.
Oh, yeah.
That account can just disappear, all right? And so you don't want to be left putting all your eggs in one basket and it's gone. Okay, so we always use social media to drive it back to something that we own and is ours. Okay,
Exactly.
so that's why we always drive everybody back to our blog.
Yeah, I mean, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, I mean, we always have links back to our blog. And the thing is that if you're sending people elsewhere, okay, so if you're sending people to Facebook or you're sending people to Instagram or whatever, they're going to your profile, but they're also seeing other people's stuff. Okay, they're getting distracted by content from other people. Okay, so so you don't really have a captive audience the same way that you would if you sent them to your blog. Okay, they're seeing other people's ads or seeing other people's stuff, right? So we really want to get them back to our blog, something that we own. Okay, so that's just our personal preference. You can do what you like, but that's the way that we do it. Building your audience. So one of the kind of unspoken rules of Twitter is there's like this unspoken rule of reciprocity. Okay, so if someone likes something of yours, you like something of theirs. Okay, if they retweet you, you retweet them, right? And the same thing goes for following other people. So if you follow them, it's kind of customary for them to follow you.
And just a couple questions that have come up, guys. If you're promoting products, if you're looking for customers for whatever you're working with, that's your target audience, right? So if you want to sell weight loss shakes, then everything's going to be geared towards weight loss and to providing value that speaks to weight loss. Okay.
Right. And another question: if you start the trial and you build your blog and you decide not to stick around, you leave MLSP, does your blog disappear? You are able to actually export your blog content, okay, and then you could upload that to another blog that you build. Okay, so the content is always yours. You're never at risk of losing that. Okay, so
exactly.
So that's always yours. You don't. That's content that you own. So, all right. So here is where it's going to get really, really cool and exciting for you. Okay, because we're going to give you some free tools that you're only going to be able to get through MLSP. And a discount. Okay, so you're going to get a discount and a super cool free tool that you can only get through MLSP. Previously, it was available through our blog. Okay, we offered it to people who went through our training through our blog. We're taking that off, and you're only going to be able to get it through MLSP now. Okay, and I'll show you exactly what that is in a bit here. But like I said, the rule of reciprocity. Okay, follow for follow. So that's basically how we're going to build our Twitter audience for free. Okay, without having to pay for ads, is by following people. With the hopes of them following us back, okay? And yeah, you can do that without special tools, okay? But it's very time-consuming. It's very labor-intensive. So what we do is we use a tool called Status Brew, okay? We have it bookmarked right here, but here's a login for Status Brew. You can sign up through your Twitter account. So as long as you're logged into Twitter, all you have to do is click Login right here, and it'll automatically log you in as long as you're logged into Twitter, okay? If you're not logged into Twitter, it'll ask you to log in again, and that's all it is. And then you just have to authorize the app, okay? Just like this. It's going to give you this. So I just click Authorize, and we're good to go. It takes a little while to load here. But here's the thing. Status Brew is just a super, super powerful tool. If you want to, it has a free version, but it's extremely limited. But use that free version so you can kind of see what it's all about. Obviously, we're going to train on it here. Okay, yeah, and then it's going to do this for you. Hold on, let me verify all this. And no, I am not a robot. Don't need to follow Status Brew. Oh, come on. Okay, storefront. That's one. Don't you love these things? Okay, that's one, that's one, that's one.
I think that's one.
You think so?
Maybe.
All right, we're going with it. Yay. All right, I'm all set. Okay, do we have another question?
Do you recommend building MLSP or your product's company on the front end on Twitter?
Building
you.
Yeah, you just want to build your brand. All you're looking to do is generate leads. Okay, you're not looking to and again, this goes back to branding, right? You're branding you. You're building up trust and rapport in you. And so whenever you get a lead, they give you their phone number and you call them up. All you're doing, okay, you're not thinking, hey, I got to get this guy into my MLM or I got to get this guy into MLSP. Okay, what you're doing is when you talk to these people, you're finding out what is going to help them the best. Okay, what is going to help them the most? Is it might be your network marketing company, it might be some affiliate program you're in, it could be MLSP. Okay, but whatever it is, that's what you're going to want to get them into, and that's how you're going to get the most sales. Okay, so that's, but yeah, good question. So here's what you're going to see when you, and obviously we have 3 different accounts hooked up, but to hook up your other accounts, you just have to, just log in and then do the same process again, basically. But we have 3 Twitter accounts that we actively build. And this is what you're going to see when you first log in. Now, like I said, the Twitter kind of runs on this unspoken rule of reciprocity. So one of the things that you do when you're branding, like we kind of mentioned before, is identifying who your target market is. Okay, who is going to be most interested in what it is that you're marketing? Okay, who are you speaking to? Once you know that, then the second question you need to ask yourself is who else are they going to be following on Twitter? Okay, who else are they going to be following on Twitter, and what are they going to be tweeting about? Okay, what are the keywords? What are the hashtags that they use when they create tweets? Okay, though that's going to be a very big and important part of building your following. Okay, because we can target those specific people when we do our following and unfollowing. Okay, so one of the neat features of Status Brew that allows us to let me move my papers here. One of the neat features of Status Brew that allows us to build our audience with that information is this function called sources. Okay, so when I click on this, you'll see some of the sources, some of the other people and the other accounts on Twitter that our target audience is going to be following. Okay, so they're going to be people that we want to have as our audience are going to be following Ray Higdon. They're going to be following Lisa Torres or Brian Finale, Diane Hockman, Mark Harbert. They might even be following the actual MLSP fan page or whatever, right? So these are just some of the ones that I loaded in here. Okay. So once you figure that out, okay, all you do to add a new source account is just click this right here, and all you have to do is just find the @ name, okay, or the Twitter handle. So if we go back to Twitter and I search for right, well, let's say I don't know what his Twitter handle is already, right? I'm going to do a search. Here he is, Brian Finale. This is what I need right here, okay? So the @ name, okay, or the Twitter handle. So I'm just going to highlight that, copy it, and then back in Status Brew, I just paste it right in here, just like that. Get rid of the extra space, okay? And then I can add my source account, and then we'll pop it in here just like this right here, okay? So that's step one, okay? Find your source accounts. Find who else your target audience is going to be following on Twitter, okay? Once you do that, just click this thing down here, choose profile, okay? And so this is going to be the Twitter profile that you want to build, okay? So we're going to build our main account here with Ray Higdon's audience. Now, Status Brew did recently update their user interface. It has all the same functionality. It actually has more functionality now. But it does look a lot different than what it used to. If you prefer the old design, which I kind of do, but I'm going to teach the new one here, you can click this up here which says revert to old design. Okay, but the place it's going to default to is a mutual follow back screen. Okay, and you have to keep in mind that what we were looking at is Ray Higdon's account. Okay, so this is people that follow Ray Higdon that also Ray Higdon follows back. Okay, so these are mutual follow back people for Ray Higdon. So where I want to go is I want to see all of Ray Higdon's followers. Okay, so over on the left-hand side here, what I want to do is go down to sources followers. Okay, so this is Ray Higdon's followers, and I want to click right here, sources followers. Okay. Oh, and going back to that discount I was telling you about, so here's where you're going to be able to find it. Okay, it's actually up there right now. Okay, and I blurred this out so you can't just grab the link. Okay, if you go into your, it's going to be under training and then marketing strategies, and then go to our Twitter marketing strategies. You're going to see this right here, 20% off coupon. Status Brew does not take coupon codes. Okay, so the only way you're going to be able to get this discount is by using this link. Okay, it's for MLSP members only. So you're going to get 20% off here over the course of the year. And this is a lifetime discount. This isn't just 1 month or 1 year. This is for life, and it's going to save you $100 a year by using this coupon code. So, all right. So now we're back here. So now we once again, okay, we are looking at Ray Higdon's followers. Okay, when it says everyone following you, you have to keep in mind that we are looking at Ray Higdon's account. So it's everyone that follows Ray Higdon. Okay, so it's going to give us a big, long list of people. And some of these people are actually already following us. Okay, it'll say follows you, like it does right here. And some of these people we are already going to be following. And so that you'll see a red unfollow button if you already follow them. Okay, just like this. Okay, but the thing is that you don't want to just blindly follow every single person on this list, because they may not be exactly in your target market. They may even be a fake account, right? So you don't want to just blindly go follow all the way down the list. Okay, so there's some things that we look for that helps us to find a very targeted audience. Okay, and so number one is that they have a profile pic. Okay, that's kind of important. The other thing that we look at is how active they are. When did they last log in? So it tells us that right here, when they last logged in. This one was an hour ago. This was 10 hours ago. Okay. So if someone is in here that hasn't logged in say months, okay, that's not somebody that I'm going to want to follow, because they're probably not going to give me a follow back. Right? I only want to follow people, number one, that are in my target market, but number two, that have a high chance of following me back. Okay. So I want to make sure that they're active. I want to make sure that they have a profile picture, that their profile, their bio is filled out, okay, and that they have some information in there. So I know that they're active on the platform, right? And I also want to look at their location. Okay, if I'm marketing a product that is not available in a certain country, I probably don't want to build my audience with people from that country, right? So, exactly. And there's some network marketing companies that only work in certain states, right? So if your company doesn't work in Hawaii, this is probably not a person that you want to follow, because them following you back is not exactly, that's not your target market, right? And then sometimes there's going to be people in here who are speaking a foreign language, and I don't know if I'm going to find any here. But yeah, sometimes you'll see a foreign language in here, and that, again, if it's a language that you don't speak, or they're from a country that you don't market in, then there's no point in following them. Okay, but all we're going to do, okay, so once all of this checks out, like this first person here, they look pretty good. This is exactly our target market, so I'm going to click follow. Okay, and so Status Brew automatically follows them for us. And then you'll see a counter up here that tells me how many people I've followed so far for today. Okay, and then I'll just do the same thing. Okay, so yeah, business opportunity, wine product, perfect, active 10 hours ago. He's in Hawaii. I love Hawaii. Never been there, but I'm going to go there someday. So this person already follows me, but like I said, we work on reciprocity. So if they follow me, it's probably a good idea for me to follow them. Okay. And everything else kind of checks out. So I'll click follow, right? So you can go down the list and do this, and you can pick and choose exactly who you want to follow. And that's going to be a great way to build your Twitter audience, okay? Because a good portion of these are going to follow you back. Now, there's also a more leveraged way to do this, okay? So, and we can do this straight within Status Brew here. Over on the right-hand side, okay, what we see is a quick and advanced menu here, and these are your filters. Okay, so we can actually automatically filter these people out for the demographics that we're looking for. Okay, and so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I always go to the advanced options here. Okay, so activity filters. And the neat thing about this new interface that Status Brew has is that they have these little, these little blue icons where if you hover over them, they give you a little bit of a help text that tells you exactly what it is. So I'm going to show you the exact filter that we use pretty much every single time we log into Status Brew here. Okay, so follow mode, the first thing that we always do is we turn on fast follow mode. Okay, and so what that does is that it only puts people on this list that we can follow. And as soon as we follow somebody, it actually removes them from the list and places the next person right under our mouse button. Okay, so what does that mean? So this person here, yeah, looks good. I'm going to follow this person. So as soon as I click follow, it takes them off the list and puts the next person right underneath it. So if I have a whole list of people that I want to follow here that are highly targeted, all I have to do is just keep clicking my mouse button to follow them. Okay, and it's much quicker to do it that way if you filtered this down the way you want. Okay, and so all you have to do is just watch your counter here, and it's going because Twitter has some limits on how many people you can follow and how fast. Okay, so you need to be watching this. But this, just doing this alone is going to help you. It's really going to speed up your daily method of operations here. Okay. So as you add these filters, okay, you're going to see, this is the other icon that you'll see, the one with the blue #1. That'll tell you how many filters you have active. Okay, and if I click on this, it's going to tell me which filters are being applied here. Okay, so right now I just have my fast follow filter on. Okay, so I'm going to scroll down this and add some more. Fast follow on. These other ones, okay, number of followers. I don't care how many followers they have. Doesn't matter to me. Tweets per day or last tweet. Okay, so I usually do one or the other, tweets per day or last tweeted, because I only want to follow people who are active on Twitter. Okay, I don't want to follow a profile that hasn't tweeted in months or hasn't even logged in months.
Right.
So the one I typically use is last tweeted. So all I'm going to do, I want to make sure that they've tweeted at least once in the past couple of weeks. So all I do is I click and drag this left button, this left little circle here, and 7 days, 15 days. I usually put it at 15 days. Okay, so they have to have tweeted at least once within the last 15 days. Oh, actually, I did this wrong. I got to slide this all the way back to a few seconds ago, and then I got to slide this one all the way to 15. Okay, so that's the way I got to set this one. Okay, so this will put only the people who've tweeted within the last 15 days on this list here. Okay, when I do this one.
Question: do you follow businesses?
Yeah.
Okay. You have certain.
And the only reason I follow businesses is because there's not an efficient way to filter them out. I mean, there's just not a way to filter those out because they're built. Those profiles are built exactly the same as a personal profile. So.
Right. And how many can you follow in a certain time frame?
Okay. Yeah. Great question. I was going to go over that later, but I might as well tell you now. So Twitter has some follow limits. The first one is that when you're doing this like fast follow thing, so if you're just doing click, okay, to follow these people, you got to watch this counter because you can only follow 120 at one time really fast like that. Okay, and then you have to wait a couple minutes, and then you can do another 120 at one time. Okay, so you can do 120 at a time really fast, up to 1,000 per day. Okay, so you can follow 1,000 per day, up to 5,000 people that you are following. Okay, once you have followed 5,000 people, Twitter limits you to following 10% above the number of people that are following you. Okay, and so that's where it gets a little bit more complicated. But so let's say that I have 5,000 people who are following me. 10% above that is 5,500. So Twitter's going to let me follow 5,500 people. Okay. And so once you kind of get to that point where you've followed 5,000 people, but you maybe only have a couple thousand following you back, I'll show you how to manage that with Status Boost so that you can still follow 1,000 people a day. Okay, and it's super cool. So, but I'm going to go through the rest of these filters. Okay, so I want to make sure that they're active. Okay, so I go through this last tweeted filter and I set that to a few seconds all the way up to 15 days ago. Okay, so the last tweet must have happened within the last 15 days. Demographic filters. Profile type, obviously, I want public profiles. Verified status, I don't care if it's verified or not. Profile image, yes, I want to make sure that it has an image. Okay, so I'm going to turn that one on. Profile URL, zombie filter. Okay, so zombie filter, again, you might not know exactly what that means, but if you hover over this little blue thing, it'll pop up a little text that tells you exactly what that means. So profiles which are a mixture of bot, fake, or spam. Okay. So I want to say I do not want to follow zombies. Okay. Time zones, I don't care about that. Languages, I don't really speak other languages, so I just want English and then English UK. Okay, and this is a multi-select thing, so you can see I've got two of them highlighted here. So once I've got the two that I want, or however many you want.
I only have one highlighted. You're gonna have to shift.
No, they're both in blue. See.
Oh, okay.
So then I just click outside of it, and it's going to tell me 2 languages selected. Okay, so I know for sure that I have 2 selected.
Perfect.
Exclude criteria. If you've blocked anyone on Twitter, okay, you can say exclude blocked users. Okay, because I don't want them showing up on this list either. And again, this is another multi-select. So if I've got something else in here, so if I've muted somebody, I maybe don't want them on there either. But I'm just going to leave it right there. So I'll click outside of that to make it stick. And then the one that I always choose here, okay, you have to make sure to do this, is exclude previously followed users. Okay, so I always make sure that that is checked. And what that does is if you followed somebody in the past and then unfollowed them later and they didn't follow you back, they're going to exclude them from this list, okay, because you don't want to keep following somebody who's not going to follow you back. Mm-hmm. And in fact, if you do that, there's a good chance that they're just going to block you. Okay, so you don't want that to happen either. So we always exclude previously followed users. Okay. And if you, we'll talk about tags later on, but if you create custom tags, you can add that to your filters here too. And then the last thing I do, once I have all of these selected and I know this is exactly what I want every time, I give it a name and then I save it. Okay, so MLSP fast follow is what I'm going to call this. Then I'm going to click save. Okay, and so what it'll do is it'll save these filters as a preset. And the place where I can go to access that is if I click on the quick tab up here. So we were just in the advanced tab, but if you go into the quick tab, it's going to give you all of your preset filters that you created. Okay, so the one that I'm on right now is the MLSP fast follow. And then again, if you want to see exactly what's in there, okay, all you do is you click this little funnel or this filter button. Okay, it tells me I have 8 active filters. So if I click on this, it'll tell me exactly what filters are being applied here. Okay, if I want to reset everything, I can do that from here as well by clicking reset. So at this point, it's really easy. I've selected my source. Okay, so all of Ray Higdon's followers, and then I've filtered it down to exactly who I want to follow. Because these are the people I want following me back. These are the people who have the highest chance of following me back. Okay, so I'm just
get laser targeted. Folks.
Yep, laser targeted. So I'm just going to click follow like this. Okay, again, I'm going to watch that counter up in the upper right-hand corner. Okay, because once that gets up to 100, 120, I'm going to have to stop and give it a rest for about 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, and then I can do the exact same thing again, follow another 100 to 120, and then all the way up to 1,000 a day. Okay, so that is the follow function in Status Brew. Now, like I mentioned before, Twitter has a limit of 5,000 people that you can follow before it starts saying, hey, you got to slow down here, and we're only going to let you follow 10% above the number of people following you. Okay, so you're going to get into a situation where you have followed 5,000 people, but you only have, say, 1, 2, maybe 3,000 people following you back. So you haven't hit that, you need to get up to 5,000 followers before it's going to let you keep expanding. So what you need to do at that point is we got to go back to our home page, and then we need to go directly into our account. Okay, so we're not going into a source account anymore. We're going directly into our account. So we're seeing our followers and who's following us back. Okay. Oh, did we already do this?
I don't know.
I may have to go into a different account.
Okay.
Let me get back out of here. So we're going to go into Leah's account and do this now.
It's loading.
No, it is loading.
Yep.
So basically, when you go directly into your account, the first thing it's going to show you is, I may have to go into mine. I don't know why this isn't showing up. Okay. Oh, here we go. Now it's loading. Okay, so it just takes a while.
Because you've got two computers streaming on the same internet source.
So the first place what it's going to default to is a list of people who are not following you back. Okay, so these are people that you have followed and they haven't followed you back, or they haven't followed you back yet. Okay, now some of these people you may have just followed, like this person, just followed 36 minutes ago. Okay, so we just followed him recently. We don't want to unfollow him right away. Okay, we want to give him at least a few days to follow us back. So that's when we use this filter up here where it says exclude people you have followed in the past blank days. Okay, so right now it's set to 0. I want to set this to at least 3. I like to set it at 5, but 5 isn't an option here. So I'll show you it's kind of a little URL hack, but if I click 3, it'll take anybody that I filtered out recently, or that I followed recently. But if you look up in the URL here, you're going to see that the criteria exclude people I followed in the past 3 days. I can just manually change this to whatever I want. I can change it to 5 just like this. Hit my enter key, and it'll apply that filter, even though it wasn't an option in this drop-down list. Okay, and maybe I shouldn't have done that because now it's going to take a little while to load again. But same thing here, okay? And for unfollowing, Twitter does not have any limits, okay? I can unfollow as many people as I want, as fast as I want, okay? So these are people who have not, that I have followed that have not followed me back, and I need to open up space in my following versus followers. I need to open up space so that I can follow more people, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clear this list out. If they haven't followed me back in the past 5 days, chances are they're not ever going to follow me back, so I'm just going to unfollow them. So first thing I do is I just clear out this list, okay? And you can do this as fast as, like I said, you can do this as fast as you want, and it still keeps a counter up here, okay? If you see, it's in red now, and it's just it keeps track of how many people I've unfollowed. But like I said, Twitter will let you unfollow as fast as you want and as many people as you want. Okay, so I just clear out this list. Okay, and so that's how that's basically just how you grow your account. Now, let me look at my notes, make sure I haven't forgotten anything here. Do we have any questions, Leah?
So just a few that have been more personal that I've been answering.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, I'll key you in when there's a bigger one.
All right. So So I've shown you the following. I've showed you the unfollowing. So your daily method of operations. Okay. As soon as what you're going to do on a daily basis. Okay. After you have so for your first 5,000 people that you follow, you're just going to go in and follow 1,000 people every single day. Okay. That's how you're going to start your Twitter account if you're starting it from scratch. Once you hit 5,000 people that you are following, that's when you're going to start your actual daily method of operations. Okay, when you log in every single day, what are you going to do? The first thing you're going to do is clear out space so that you can follow more people. Okay, and so the first thing you're going to do is log in here, go to your Twitter account, and then go to your not following back section. It should automatically take you there. But if you're not automatically taken there, it's just over here on the left-hand side, okay, not following back. And it'll tell you exactly how many that is. So there's 1,300 people that are not following us back yet on this account. And then I'm going to set my filter, okay, to 3 to 5 days. Sometimes you could do it 7, okay, but I usually do one of those 3, 5, or 7. I like 5, so I always just put it up here in the URL. And then I just clear out this list, okay? So that's the first thing I do every day, daily method of operations. Next thing I do is I go back into my home screen, I go to my follow sources, I pick a source that I want to build my audience from, and then I just do exactly what I did when I first logged in. Okay, I apply my filters. Okay, like I said, I've already got my filters that I've created here, so I'm going to do my MLSP fast follow. Click that. Whoops, take that back. I want to get off of this. Okay, I want to go to all of Ray Higdon's followers. So on the left-hand side here, I got to click this.
And you can star that, so it's what comes
all right,
first.
Yeah, I can make this a favorite, so it shows up at the top here under my favorites menu. So, and then apply my fast follow filter. It's going to take a while to load here, so I'm not going to wait for it. And then just follow 1,000 people a day, just like that. Okay, so follow and unfollow, and that's my daily method of operations for building my audience on Twitter. Okay. All right, now I'm going to show you something really cool. This is another thing that you're going to get exclusively through MLSP. Yep. Okay.
We got a treat for you.
Yeah, got a real treat. And this was something that was previously only available on our blog on toddandleahray.com. We've taken it off there, and you can only get this from MLSP. And what this is, so if you've kind of been following along, you've noticed that 1,000 clicks to unfollow, 1,000 clicks to follow. You do that every single day. That's 2,000 clicks per account that you own. We've got 3 accounts. That's 2 4. That's like 6,000 clicks a day, right?
It's like carpal tunnel.
Yeah, you're going to get some sort of you're going to get a condition if you do that every single day. So what we did is we programmed what we call a macro. Okay? And so basically, and I'll show it to you first. So what I created is a macro, basically a little program that runs on your computer that will automatically rapid follow people on Status Brew for you. Okay, so all I do to activate this, and you can see that's right here on my desktop. It's created with a program called AutoHotkey. Okay, so all I do is I double click this, and it'll open it up. What you'll see in your taskbar is this little thing here, a green H. Okay, and so that's how you know that's active. If you hover over it, it'll actually tell you the name. It says rapid follow just above it, right? So that's how I know it's active. The way this works, okay. So right now I'm on my not following back screen. I need to clear this out. I'm going to set this to, I'll just set it to 3 days, okay? So I need to clear this out, and I've got 1,300, and down here it's telling me I've got 1,361 people that are not following me back in the past 3 days. So in order to make this macro work, all I have to do is hold down my control key on my keyboard and then hold down my left mouse button at the same time. And when I hold those two buttons down at the same time, here's what happens. Just like this. And I'm clearing this out. This is, I think I've got this program to do like 10 or 20 clicks per second. Okay? And so this is just such a huge time saver. And we've been using this for well over a year now. It has just saved us so much time. We can get this done, okay? 6,000 clicks, 3 accounts. Excuse me. We can get this done in about half an hour because of this macro.
And I can be doing dishes or something, or we've even done it on date nights where we each have a computer up and we just hit the button every few minutes while we're sitting there watching
hold it down
Netflix.
and just hold it down and it's going to do this for you. And it is super simple. You can do this on your spare time. And it just makes it so easy for you, okay? So in order to get this to work, there's 2 things you need to do, okay? Number 1 is you need to download the AutoHotkey program. So AutoHotkey, just like that. I'm just going to do a Google search for AutoHotkey. It's going to pop it up right here. So the first thing you need to do is install this program, okay? Go to the download section, download it, and install it on your computer. The second thing you need, and let me get back to, okay, my PowerPoint. The second thing you need is the download from MLSP. So you go into your training menu and then marketing strategies, go to your Twitter marketing section, and then the second link down here, this is the link for the actual macro, okay? And you don't have to install it, you just put it on your desktop, okay? And so that's available through MLSP right now. That's the only place you're going to be able to get this.
Yeah, this is something that Todd specifically programmed, guys. So this is a huge win for you. If you are not an MLSP, it's $10 for the 10-day trial, folks. So there's no excuses.
Yeah, you're going to get a 20% off coupon for Status Brew, and plus you're also going to get this. All you have to do is just download it, put it on your desktop, and double-click it. Once you've installed AutoHotkey, that's all you need to do to get it to work. Downside is that this only works for PCs. Okay, if you've got a Mac, if you're on Apple, AutoHotkey is not a program that's going to work for you. Okay, but we have a solution for you too. Okay, so not all is lost. This is your free option. Okay, this is what you're going to get with MLSP in your Twitter marketing strategies. Is you're going to be able to download this and use this. Okay, if you're on a Mac or a PC,
not just a Mac.
Or I'm sorry, a Mac. Okay, and an Apple computer, AutoHotkey doesn't work. So the other thing that we use, let me bring this up now.
As you're looking that up, we have a question here. Someone has. They're really interested in doing this, but they don't currently have an offer or a product or a business that they're working with. I would highly suggest, if you want to be in the home business realm, but you haven't chosen your avenue to do that yet, get started with MLSP and start building your brand. Right? If you build your brand, you're going to be way ahead of the game by the time that you are ready to choose whatever company that you want to work with for your MLM.
Right. Yeah. Exactly, and you'll just be that far ahead of the game. And plus, I mean, there's all sorts of benefits to joining MLSP because you'll start to get to know other MLSP members. You'll get well connected. You'll be able to see everything that's out there. Right? It's not just going to be your friend who presented some opportunity to you and you think that's the only thing out there. Right? So you're going to get exposed to the industry. You're going to get to know the leaders. You're going to get to know the other people that are succeeding every day in this, and you're going to be that much better off just by joining. And by learning online marketing and all that. But the other thing that you can do, okay, if you don't have a PC, if you're running on an Apple or a Mac, this is a mouse that you can get. Okay, it's $42. It's actually a gaming mouse. Leah and I used to do a lot of online gaming. so
Lord of the Rings Online.
Yeah, Lord of the Rings Online. That was like 10 years ago. But
before we had a business, is what
right before we had exactly. So. But we both already had these mouses, yeah. But it actually has 2 extra buttons on the left-hand side. They're thumb buttons, but you can actually it comes with software that allows you to reprogram any button. Okay, so you can actually program these buttons to rapid click the exact same way that this AutoHotkey macro does for you. Okay, so and you can get it on Amazon. It's called a Razer R-A-Z-E-R Death Adder Chroma. So, like I said, our mice are probably almost 10 years old. They're still going strong today. We've, They're good, high-quality mice. So that's the thing that you can get if you are on a Mac or some sort of other Apple product. But yeah, so.
Question, how do you know you want to unfollow all of them? That is why we use the filters, Ryan, to really limit it without having to manually look at every single account. The filters allow us to hone it in pretty well without taking all of the time to assess each account separately.
Yeah, exactly. So so here's the other thing. If you don't want to if you want to follow somebody and you want to keep following them regardless of whether they follow you back or not, there is a whitelist feature. So if you click on, I think this is called an ellipsis, but these three little dots on the side here, if you click on that and you go to add to whitelist, that'll make sure that you don't ever unfollow them. Okay, so that's how you can do that.
And there was one more question on the how to start using that hotkey again. You have to hit the control button or something?
Yeah, auto hotkeys. So, like I said, all you have to do in order to get auto hotkey to work is, number one, download the program. Just do a Google search for auto hotkey, just like that. This is the website. Just go ahead, download it, and install it on your computer. Second step is going to be to download the macro. Okay, and so the macro is going to be inside MLSP. If you go to your training tab and then your marketing strategies, and then in your marketing strategies page, go down to Twitter, to your Twitter strategies, and then at the very top, you're going to see this this course intro, and then right below that, you're going to see the two links: one for 20% off of Status Brew, and again, the only way you're going to get that is by clicking on this link because it's for MLSP members only. There's no coupon code that you can give to anybody else. It's only through this link that you get that 20% off. And then also the download for that auto hotkey macro is right here. Okay, you just download it and put it on your desktop, and then double click it. And after you've double clicked it, it's going to show up in your taskbar just like this. It'll be a green H or a green icon with an H on it. It'll say rapidfollow.ahk auto hotkey. And then you know it's functional. Then all you have to do is hold down Control and your left mouse button, and it'll automatically just start rapid clicking. Yep. And if you want to turn it off, okay, all you do is you go back to your taskbar here, okay, right-click on it, and then click Exit. That turns it off.
Okay. And a question: if the mice, mices, whatever, are a good option for PC? Yeah, I mean, you know, that's really what we use. We don't use the rapid follow key. Usually, we're just using our mice. So if you are on the market for a mouse anyway, I would highly suggest getting something like this because you can do this cool stuff with it.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Let me make sure I'm not missing anything here.
Awesome, and you're welcome for the hotkey. We are getting a lot of thank yous for that, so that's awesome. Okay. All right, folks.
Oh, yeah, I almost did forget this. Okay.
What?
Growing. Okay, so we're talking about building your audience, right? So I kind of mentioned before how we get 100 subscribers a month to YouTube from our Twitter account, right? And so that is, again, with Status Brew, okay? Mm-hmm. Status Brew has a functionality where it will automatically send out a welcome tweet to anybody who follows you, okay? And so where that is, let me show you how to do that and what we do with it. So actually, let me go to our profile. We're logged in here. So basically what we do is anytime someone follows us on Twitter, okay, we have Status Brew programmed so that it automatically sends out a little welcome. It sends out a little, and this is still loading, but it's basically a YouTube video. Okay, so it sends out a welcome tweet. Okay, it'll automatically tag the person who followed us, and it just sends them to a video. And basically, all this video does is says, "Hey, thanks for following us on Twitter. We really love getting followers like you. If you don't know anything about us, my name is Todd. This is my lovely wife, Leah Ray. Blah blah blah. We come out with new trainings here on Twitter all the time. So click the subscribe button to get updated on our latest trainings here on Twitter." Regardless of whether you decide to subscribe or not, we'd still like you to have our very best training on how to generate leads online. Click the link in the description to get that training. It's 100% free, blah, 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 blah. Okay?
Right, so that we're offering our lead magnet in addition to getting them to subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And it embeds right in there if they click on it, right?
Yeah, it embeds right in here.
So they don't even have to jump out to YouTube, guys. So this is a really...
you do have, if you want to subscribe.
Right, if you want to subscribe, you can. But it is a really, really cool integration piece. We get compliments on this all the time, and I think it's a big reason
right. If I actually
for
go
our
to,
success.
Hold on, let me go to actual YouTube. You can see how many views we've gotten on this. But yeah, all 5,608. I mean, this many views, three dislikes, but you know, most people seem to like it. I mean, we get subscribers like this, and we get leads like crazy just from this. Okay, because we're sending out this welcome tweet. Yep. And the way you do that, okay, before I forget to tell you, the way you do that is, okay, so you're in Status Brew here. You want to go to your profile. Okay, again, you're not going to one of your follow sources. You're going to your actual profile. And then on the left-hand side here, if you scroll all the way down to the bottom, you see Compass. Okay, and this is where you're going to see things like this. It'll do. We'll talk about welcome DMs. But your welcome tweets, it has some settings here. I don't think this is anything special. Settings, yeah, we don't want any of that. But your welcome tweets, okay, this is where you set all of this up, okay? And so we've got like 9 or 10 different variations of basically the same thing. It's just saying, hey, you know, getting followers like you is awesome. Here's a quick video just to say hi. You know, they're basically all kind of saying the same thing, but just in a little bit different way, but they're all going to the same video.
And the reason that we have it different is that as these are filling up our timeline, right, our profile in Twitter, we don't want it to look completely automated, right? We want it to look a little more like a person is doing it. It's all of them are a little different, even if they have the same message behind them.
Right. So you want to enable the welcome tweet up here. Click this little button. And then if you want to add a new message, it's just right here. So you can do that right now. Howdy, partner. Glad to
we live in Oklahoma, can you tell?
I'm not actually going to. Follower here. I got to spell right correctly. Mm-hmm. Follower here on the Twitter.
What? I wouldn't say the Twitter, guys.
Yeah, I know. It's just goofy.
And then put in their handle.
Here, say, oh, yeah. Tweet should contain, yeah, this is a nice, okay, I got to copy that. Howdy, okay, we'll just do that. Twitter handle. So this will automatically put in their Twitter handle name. You can also use this one, users. Okay, that'll put in their username instead, but Twitter handle, that works too. Here's a quick video just to say howdy. And then I'll put my link in there. Copy, paste, and then click the add button. Oh, I'm actually over my character limit. I'm going to have to say hi like a normal person. Mm-hmm. Both places.
Okay.
Maybe take out that.
Yeah.
This one I can actually add. That's like what a normal person would say.
Yeah.
So there you go. We just added one of those. Settings, maximum number of messages a day. I think we have this set to a pretty high number. Yeah, it maxes out at 100 here. I think we actually have it. If we don't change this, in the older version, it allowed us to, I think, type in whatever we wanted. So we have it set to some really high number. I don't even know what it is, but I'm going to leave that alone because I don't want to change it now.
So yeah, you can put it up to 100.
Yep. Oh, and here's a whole list of variables that you can add. Okay, so Twitter handle, name, first name, last name. These are working for us users, so that may work as well. That was probably with the old design that gave us that option.
Right. And the more messages you have in there, the better. So
Well, okay, so that's not always true because you have to have other content in there, right?
Right. But the different variations.
Oh, right. Yeah. So the more
variations that you have in there, the better. So start with 10. It would be a good number for the number of variations you want on that welcome tweet.
Right. Yeah. But yeah, that's the other thing. You don't want to just be sending out these welcome tweets and have your whole timeline filled with that.
Right. So we're going to show you exactly how to fill in the rest of your content.
Exactly.
So engaging your audience. Okay. So this is important, obviously, a really key part to what you're going to do on Twitter. Now, this is also, guys, how we drive traffic. Okay. We're going to drive a lot of traffic with this as well. So I'm going to jump over into Chrome. Oh, okay. We'll jump into Chrome and look at our Twitter feed, guys, so you can kind of see what we're doing here. All right, now what not to post, okay? And we kind of covered this a bit in the branding section, guys. But this shouldn't just be pitching your MLM or your product or anything like that, right? You're trying to, this needs to be about you, and you need to provide value.
Right,
okay?
Because your main goal here is not to pitch and sell people up front. Okay, the sales come on the back end. The sales and the signups come on the back end. What you're trying to do here up front is engage your audience and generate leads. Okay, and you don't generate leads by pitching and selling people, right?
Exactly.
I mean, people love buying things, but they hate being sold. Okay, so you have to create content and tweet content that people want and are looking for. Okay, so you need to kind of think of this as your TV channel.
Mm-hmm.
If people turn on the TV and they went to a specific channel and all it showed them was commercials, they're going to turn off the channel and they'll probably just unprogram it. Okay, they're going to take it off their computer because people want content. They don't want commercials. So you got to treat your social media, I mean, every social media platform as if it were your own TV channel. Okay, people don't log into social media and get pitched and sold. They log in to consume content. So that's what you need to give them, and that's how you're going to generate leads. And once you've generated the lead, that's when you can see, what they're up to, how you can help them, and whether they're a good fit for MLSP, whether they're a good fit for your network marketing business or some other thing that you're marketing. Right?
Exactly. So in general, guys, we like to follow kind of an 80-20 rule. Okay, where 80% should be just pure value. I mean, like, this is a cute one, and this is Edmund, he's now 3, but of him, with a nice quote about dreaming, okay, because he's sleeping. It's kind of cute. We've got value. We've got blog posts, okay. We've got all kinds of value here, about 80% just pure value, and then about 20% should be things that folks actually have to click onto. All right, so we've got our blog, which would be pure value, but if we have some sort of lead magnet capture page type thing, I would include that in the 20%. Right, we're requesting something back to them. It's still value, but they need to ante up. Right, they got to give us their contact information to get it. So if you're just doing product-based stuff, say a weight loss shake or something, that 80% should be pure value. No, it should just how to lose weight, exercise tips, blah blah blah. And then 20% would be where you could talk about your specific product or something like that. So 80-20, a good rule across all of social media, not just Twitter. Okay, use pictures. Okay, Twitter is a text-based platform. Okay, so what stands out? Images. Okay, so images are great. People love images. If you got kids, people love kids. If you have dogs, people love dogs. Use them in your marketing and what you're doing, guys. But use images. They really stand out. You're going to get a lot more clicks and interest in what you got going on. But the types of content, blog posts, huge. Okay, so you should be, sending people your content. Whenever you create new content on your blog, you want to put in a few tweets about it into your rotation, and we're going to get into how to do that in a minute. Tips and tricks. Okay, so tip of the day, add value, right? So this is exactly what we're talking about right now, oddly enough. And so this is a tip, all right? I also, whenever I do my tips of the day, I'm also adding them in my text. I got a link there to share with them a lead magnet, right? Some free training that we're giving away. Motivational. I do a lot of motivational quotes. Every accomplishment starts with the decision to try. Okay, motivational type stuff. Entertainment. We don't
fun,
do
goofy,
goofy stuff, that kind of thing. Kids, we use our son for that most. Curiosity posts, you can do a lot of that as well. So if you guys are not familiar with hashtags, you see I got a hashtag right here, hashtag MLM. Okay, hashtags are essentially like keywords, right? There's something that connects any of the tweets throughout Twitter that have that same thing, hashtag MLM. Okay, so you can actually click on it and it brings up all of the tweets with MLM, a hashtag being used.
Yeah. So the other half of that is, if someone is searching for that hashtag, if you have that hashtag in your tweet, your stuff is going to come up. Okay,
exactly.
So if you're using hashtags, that's just another way for people to find you online. So definitely you want to use them. And just like you saw with Leah, these are hyperlinks. Okay,
yep.
These are actually clickable links. So all they have to do is click on it to find other posts like that. So definitely use your hashtags.
Yep, and when I'm creating my posts, tweets and stuff, if I can replace a word with a hashtag, I will. So generating MLM leads online, you can just add that hashtag in front of it, and it makes it, a hashtag, which is awesome. Otherwise, if I'm adding it to the, just adding it in there because it's related, like this MLM, I'm going to add. You want to add your hashtags to the end of the tweet. All right, so they're getting the content up front and they're getting the hashtag at the end.
Right. And the other thing to keep in mind about hashtags is that there's no spaces in them. So if it's a multiple word hashtag like network marketing, there's no space between network and marketing. Okay, it's just hashtag network marketing with no spaces.
Exactly. And so how do you find hashtags? If you're new to Twitter, you're not familiar with hashtags, what do? Okay, so you can actually go here into the search field and you can do hashtag network marketing. Okay, so you can see this is going to show you network marketing is a hashtag. If we do, it's going to, so MLM 2007, MLM. Okay, so those are the kind of trending. Yeah, so that's not a trending one, just MLM. So we can do home biz. Okay, so home business, home biz, you can see that those are trending hashtags. So you can play with, get some ideas of what you want to do, and then plug them in here, and there's a fancy name, I forget, but for what this is doing, but based on the characters completion match, yeah. And so, it's going to completion match and give you some ideas for what you want to do here. Okay, so guys, Twitter's a very fast-paced thing. All right, if you have Twitter up on your phone, you're going to see this isn't like Instagram or Facebook where things stay up on our timeline for a long time. Twitter moves very, very quickly. All right, they see it and it's gone. All right, so you really need to keep your content in front of people. Okay, so you and that's very time intense, right? Sitting here tweeting all day. And I would not recommend it. Todd and I, we've got children, people have lives. That's insane to try to do. So, you don't have to manually tweet all day. Okay, we're going to show you now how to exactly do that with a tool that we really like and we recommend called Social Oomph. Okay. So I'm going to jump over here and show you guys exactly how to use Social Oomph. And if you look at the web address here, it's just www.socialoomph.com. Okay, and then you can click on register or create an account. You need to use a password, and you're good to go. Okay, log in. All right. So guys, Social Oomph is a really cool tool. This is the home page when you first log in. The only plan that we use is the professional plan, only for tweeting. Okay.
Right. So basically, what this does for you is it allows you to load up a bunch of pre-made tweets and then tweet them out for you automatically on a rotation. Okay?
Exactly. So recycles them.
Yeah, it'll recycle them for you. So you don't have to keep coming up with new tweets every single day. You just come up with, I forget how many hundreds that we have. But over the course of the last, I don't know, it took us 2 or 3 months to come up with 200 or 300 tweets.
Exactly.
But you just load them up into a queue, and then Social Oomph will just randomly pick one to tweet out, and you can decide, and you can tell it how often you want it to tweet for you.
Mm-hmm. Right. And so we use this plan. Whenever you log out, I don't know why they do this, but they say it's $18 a month. It ends up being $12.50 or something every 2 weeks, instead of $18 every 2 weeks. So they give you a discount when you're logging out. I don't know why they do that, but they do. For folks that are building a team, either in your MLM or within MLSP, go ahead and sign up as an affiliate, because you can refer your team members who want to use Twitter to this tool, and then they, you're diversifying your income stream, right? You can get your tool paid for, which is very helpful. Okay, so let's kind of dive in, and I'm going to kind of break this down for you from the very beginning, okay? So the first thing, guys, is to connect your accounts. Okay, so now you've got a Twitter account that you've just created, you've set up your profile, you've put in all that stuff like we talked about, and now you need to connect Social Oomph to your Twitter account, okay? So you click on this network button, and then you go over to Manage Connected Accounts, okay? Actually, connect social account first, the first time, I believe. Let me see. Okay, yep. Authorized Twitter access. So we already have Twitter authorized. I don't even think it'll let me do it. Yep, so authorize app. Okay, because we are logged into Twitter already on a different tab. And
click that again. There you go.
There you go. Now it's loading. So that's all you do. That simple. Okay, so now we're connected. All right, and if you had a separate one, you could add another Twitter account here if you had multiple Twitter accounts. And I don't know if you mentioned this, but why we have multiple Twitter accounts is because you're limited to following 1,000 people a day, right, through social. So if you want to follow 2,000 people a day, what does that mean? It means a second account, right? 3,000, 3 accounts. So people that brand together, it's easy. You each have your own, and then you have one together. We know people that just brand as a single person, but they just have 2 variations on their name or something like that.
Yeah. Oh, and then you can also brand, like if you have multiple different things that you're marketing that are targeted towards different audiences, that's another reason why you have multiple accounts.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So
but that's also exactly why we use Social Oomph rather than other tweet automation tools, is because Social Oomph is so much more flexible when it comes to having multiple Twitter accounts.
Exactly. Exactly. So here we go, guys. You can see we've got all of our Twitter accounts connected. You can always add another one. So it's really flexible, and I'm going to go into this with you and show you exactly how flexible it is when you decide to add a Twitter account later, which is really cool. But let's dive into posting. Okay. Now we talked a little bit about the different types of posts that you would do in Twitter. Right, blog posts, lead magnets, kind of capture page things, image quotes, which would be like the motivational stuff. All kinds of different things that you can do, right? And so Q reservoir is sort of like the basket, right? The category for a type of tweet. Okay, so all of our blog posts we've got in here. Okay, anything that leads to a capture page. So a lead magnet we have in this, right? Image quotes we have here. Okay, MLSP resources. So if we got plugged in MLSP blog posts and different things, we've got them plugged in here. So we've got a different, our YouTube, right here. Okay, so lots of different things here. Where I'm going to explain in a minute why we have multiple blog posts 1, 2, and 3. But just so you understand, Q reservoirs are sort of the basket, the category for a specific type. All right. So I would break it down, have multiple Qs for the different types of content that you're going to create. All right. So that is what it is. So the first thing is to create one, okay? So you've got the button right here, create new Q. And it's going to load, and I'm going to name it something, X training. Okay, so I'm naming it something, or I'll just do something that would make sense. I think we're going to get a blog post to upload. Okay. Okay, so I'm marking it with an X, so I deleted after this training, guys, because this is our real social oomph that we use. Okay, so first give it a name that makes sense. All right. Now, publishing frequency. All right. It's already defaulted. This is appropriate. Okay. Publish updates at regular intervals. Okay. Now, this is your options: minutes, hours, days, and weeks. Okay. The goal would be to have a lot of content in here, guys, and so you can set it fairly soon. Okay. I think the soonest is about 20 minutes. 22 minutes, I think, is the shortest that will allow you to do this per queue. But guess what? You can have multiple queues. So you could have blog posts going out every 22 minutes, and you could have YouTube videos going out every 36 minutes. You can do all kinds of things. So 4 minutes, I could say, 23. And I would never give a nice round number here, like 20 or 15 or 30, right? Because we want this to look more organic in random, right? So have it be an odd number. Okay. Now, the more content you have, the sooner that you can have more. The higher your frequency can be. Okay. So when you're starting off, you might not be able to do this. You might want 136 minutes. Okay, because maybe you don't have that much content in here. All right. The second thing, guys, I think this would just clog up your email. I don't suggest that, but you want to connect your account. So if you want this just to go to your one account, you just click on it. If you want to do more than one account, you just have to hold the control button, and you can choose multiple accounts. Okay?
Yep. So what that means is that every tweet that you put into this reservoir is going to get tweeted out to every single one of our accounts now.
Well, let's almost.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well,
so that's where this button here is really important, because as of right now, he's right. Every 136 minutes, each of these 3 accounts are going to get whatever tweet is going to be sent out. Okay. Do not do that. You will get automated. You'll get shut down very quickly by Twitter, and they'll say if you have accounts that are sending out the same content at the exact same time, you're going to get in trouble. Okay. So how we avoid getting in trouble is this awesome button right here. Account inclusion. Okay, when an update is published, randomly pick one of the selected accounts to publish the update only to that account. Okay, leave blank to publish it. Okay, so that's what we want to do. So what we're now telling it is every 136 minutes, choose one of these accounts and send out a tweet. Okay, that is important to do. okay, because that's going to allow you to keep this going long term and not get flagged for automation. Okay. The other thing, folks, is to make sure you check this recycle updates. Okay, we don't want to have to keep filling this up with stuff. We want to be able to set it and forget it, right? The whole Ron Popeil, set it and forget it. Okay, so we're going to set this and we're going to forget it, and we'll just keep adding to it as you end up creating more content. Okay, so you want to recycle those updates. So think about the interval times, right? You actually times it by the number of accounts that you have, right? So this top one would only get, you know, of course I choose a random interval, so it'd be 136 times 3 would be the actual interval for this, you know, one account. Okay, so think of that as you're thinking about your interval times.
Right.
Okay. Publish on these days. Most of the time, folks, you're going to want this going 24/7, right? There's people all over the world. You got, you know, Australia, New Zealand, Asia, Europe, United States, just different time zones and stuff. So we always have this running. But if you wanted a queue that was just set up to promote a weekly Wednesday webinar or something like that, you could have this set just to Wednesdays, you know, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Okay, you could set it something like that. All right, so you have a lot of flexibility here. You can do seasonal, pausing it. So if you're not ready for this to start running, you know, and we're actually not, I probably would have this pause until I've got enough content in it where I wanted to unpause it and let it keep running. Okay, so, and I'm going to go ahead and save. And so now we've created a new basket, right, a new queue. So if I go to manage existing queues, we will see this somewhere. Okay, blog posts. Okay, you can see it's set to pause currently and it's empty. So that's the number of updates. They call their tweets updates, okay? And the targets are the number of accounts that are set up for that queue. So we have 0 tweets in there, and we have it set to go to 3 accounts. Okay, so you can always edit the settings that we just filled out here if you made a mistake or have to go back or change it, or to unpause it when you're ready to unpause it, okay? So that's how you do the queues, all right? Now let's create a tweet. Okay, so how do you do that? So you can either click on create new update or create new image and text. Okay, so this is just if you wanted it only text-based, and like I said before, we really want to leverage images because it's going to get the most attention and attract the most eyes on Twitter. So I would actually switch this over to the new image and text. Okay, so as you guys are going through this, Twitter is awesome. It's going to take some setup, okay? So if you've been building Instagram, say, and you've got a bunch of motivational quotes and different things that image quotes and things you've done for Instagram, awesome, right? Load all those up in here, okay? Your featured images that you've created for your blog posts, use those in here whenever you're going to talk about a blog post. Excuse me. There's all kinds of different things. If you're starting from scratch, you've got nothing created, this is actually probably going to take the most time in setting up your Twitter automation and your Twitter account, okay, because you're going to want to create the images or the tweets and things that you're creating. So if you are at that point, you're totally starting from scratch, guys, the website I would probably go to is, if you're going to do this from your computer, just go to canva.com. You can look up quotes, you can put them in there, whatever you want to do, but that's a great website. I'm not going to... There you go. You can use this to create any sort of text and image-based images, okay, that you can upload into here. If you're doing it from your phone, WordSwag is a great app, and then you can just upload it to your Google Drive or whatever, so you can open it from your computer, so you can get this loaded in here. Okay, so that's probably going to take you, honestly, the most time in all of this is just creating the images if you're starting from scratch. All right, so I'm going to actually create this tweet, this update, to promote this blog post, okay? How to get more sales and signups without being salesy, all right? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my image, choose file, and you got to navigate through all your stuff, okay? So I've got it all ready here for us. So I got my image. All right, now next is my text. So, you know, love home business.
Hashtag home business.
Yeah, probably. Love home business, but hate selling. Learn how to not be salesy. Is that how you spelled it?
Yeah.
Okay. Learn how to not be salesy.
And still get sales and signups.
Learn how to succeed. And not be salesy. Okay, and so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab my URL, so it's going to take them directly to our blog post. So I'm using this image, our featured image for a blog post. I'm going to grab the URL for the blog. I'm going to paste it in here. I'm going to go ahead and shorten the link just because it'll make it simpler. Okay, now Twitter gives you 140 characters, guys. One thing that I've noticed with social oomph and stuff, you get fewer errors if you keep this below 100. Okay, it's just everything's going to work smoother. So I always keep my characters entered. This field right here needs to say 100 or less whenever I'm creating something. Okay, so definitely stick with that, 100 or less. If you go above that, you're going to get more errors that it didn't publish. Okay, so this is a great way to do it. All right, so I'm just gonna, this is your creation time, the time that you're setting aside to create all of your images to get your queue set up. So I'm not gonna schedule this. I don't want this to go right now. I'm just gonna add it to my queue. Okay, don't schedule, just add this to my queue. Okay, and then I'm gonna tell it what queue I want it to go to. Now this is cool, because look I can send it to multiple. Okay, you can just click on it once, or you can hold Control, and you can click on multiple. Okay. So very flexible for you when you have a lot of different queues, when you have a lot of different profiles that you're working with Twitter. One of the reasons why we really like Social Oomph. Okay. I'm also going to check this box here. When published, put the image and text at the back in the reservoir at the end of the queue. So just keep recycling it, right? Just keep recycling. We don't want this to be used up and go away, right? We want to just add it to the queue to keep being used. Okay. And I go ahead and I hit save. And then we wait. Okay, awesome. All right, so photo and text has been added to the reservoir. Okay, so let's look at how to duplicate queues. Okay, so say you've got, maybe you're doing some crazy stuff and you've got 12 or something Twitter accounts. Okay, you've got a lot of action going on. Well, if you had one queue for blog posts, and you had 12 Twitter accounts, and the lowest frequency that it allows is 22 minutes, right? You'd have one account would get a blog post at 12 times 22, which is a lot, whatever that is. Okay, so it would be really infrequent. So the more accounts that you have, you actually want to kind of duplicate your queues and have more queues. Okay, so that's why we have multiple queues here. Okay.
Yeah, and they all have mostly the same tweets in them.
Exactly, and I'm going to show you how to do that, right? Because this is super, super easy. So I just created this queue just right now. We only have one update in it, one tweet. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to copy queue updates. This is sweet, guys. All right. So look at, because I've got here blog post number 2. I've got 92 updates in this one. All right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that blog post number 2. So I'm going to copy queue updates from and to. Okay, so I'm going to say I want everything, all of my tweets, all of my updates from the queue blog post number 2 to go to the one I just created. Okay, perform action. Do you really want to do this? Once you say you're doing it, it's happening. You can't stop it. So really think about that. Make sure you got your correct things selected here. So I hit OK. Awesome. So this is going to run in the background. You're actually going to get an email telling you that when this is completed. But this is just so stinking easy. It really makes it easy to manage all multiple accounts and everything. So if you see us now, we've got 3 blog posts, and we've got it just going to one account. So I don't have to think about, well, is this frequency just, is it 23 or is it 23 times 3 because I've got 3 accounts? This just simplifies it for me. I don't have to think. I know that every 23 minutes, this account is getting a blog post tweet. Okay, so it keeps it really simple. So that's why we use multiple queues for the same content. Okay, so that they're attached to different accounts. Okay, yep, look it, already there, guys. Boom. Okay, so I'm not going to jump into my email to show you the email that I got, but obviously it did it, right? We got 23 now, and we had 1 before,
93.
or 93, and we had 1 before, and they sent over 92. So awesome, right? Makes it really, really easy. Okay, now managing errors. how you know that you have enough content in your queues for the frequency that you have set is based on the errors that you're going to receive. Okay, so it took us, I was kind of annoyed for the first 2 weeks that we used Social Oomph because I was constantly getting errors, but when I learned how to manage this, it made total sense. Okay, and now we don't get errors, or we get very, very few errors. Okay, so let's look at this. Manage queues, manage updates. Okay, I got it here. Manage existing updates. So posting manage existing updates. So this is showing us all the tweets that have gone out. So it actually has time and date, publish, blah, blah, blah. Even the images, okay? So awesome. What I can do though is I can switch to, you know, an account, and I can actually say errors. And you'll actually get an email, I think on a daily basis. If you are getting errors, you're going to get notified via email. Okay, so you can come in here, you can choose the account, and you can updates with errors. And you can see, oh, okay, so this did not publish, all right? Twitter says it's a duplicate. Okay, that is something that you need to pay attention to. That's telling you that you may have, if you're getting a lot of these, okay, it's your frequency is set too high. You need to back that frequency up and or add more content to that queue. Okay, so this is there's going to be a bit of fine-tuning that goes on your first 1 or 2 weeks as you fine-tune and find the exact sweet spot for this. Okay, now when we've had this going for over a year, we rarely get errors. When we do, sometimes like an image gets corrupted because it's been sitting there for too long. We got to reload the image, and sometimes I don't know. This one just went twice. I don't know. So we got to duplicate. So I would edit it. I would change it. You can even just, it can be a really small. You
could say failure is not an option.
There you go. Failure. Failure not an option. Okay, that's as easy as an edit as I would need. I'd probably copy this because now I'm going to actually go into the queue and update it as well. Okay, so this I'm just going to save. I'm going to change this to publish right now, and I'm going to send it out. Okay. Voila. But if you could actually go in and you can just see, I think it errored out on this one too. Yeah. So this one errored out on this account as well. Okay, I'm just going to delete it, mark for deletion, and I'm going to go into my updates. I'm going to go into my queues. I know that is a success, my image quote. I'm going to manage updates. So now I'm in image quotes number 1, and these are all of my queues, right? So I would actually here search.
It's right here, actually.
Oh, yeah. So you can search for wolves, right? So I'm going to just edit here, and I'm going to change it. They're not an option.
Yep. So what this does is it'll update every future tweet that goes out. So
right. So when I edited it the first time, it was letting me know that there was a problem. Okay.
With that one specific.
With that tweet as it went out. So I edited it and I sent it out right away. But now I'm going to go into the basket and I'm going to change the template. Right. This is essentially changing the template so all the future ones go out different. Okay. So this is what I would do, and I would do the same for number 2. And I may have to look. Okay. I don't know if it was wolves or wolf. Okay, yeah. There you go. So I would do it to this one, and I would do it to number 3 as well. Okay. Any questions on this? We're kind of getting into the weeds a bit here, guys. So, okay, awesome. All right, so that's how you manage an error. All right, and you would go in and you can adjust your frequencies back in your queue. You know, add the time frame so it's a longer time frame, and you can add more content. But you're just going to fine tune it till you find your sweet spot and the errors stop. Okay, awesome. All right, this is I'm going to show you guys how to engage with your audience through Social Oomph, because I'm going to give you guys a secret. How often do we actually sign into Twitter?
Almost never. Only when we have to validate an account.
Right. Right. So we rarely ever are in Twitter, but it's our like main social media strategy. Right. I mean, so how can you actually interact with folks easily? Okay, so I'm going to go into our mentions and retweet panel. This is pretty cool. Okay, so we can see everything in one place. Okay, and what I'm going to do is right now it's all mentions, or you can do all mentions, all retweets, or you can just look at the different accounts. Okay, what I suggest here is just grabbing one account. Okay, and because you want to be signed into that account in Twitter. And where was I? Here. All right, and then you can actually reply, retweet, favorite from here. Okay, so she said something, me too. Awesome. I have no idea. It was to one of our tweets, I'm sure, that we sent out. So I'm going to like this tweet. So I'm signed in, right? So I'm just going to like it. There you go. You've liked a tweet. Okay, and so you can go in, you can do that. Thanks so much. You know, I can just say you're welcome. You know, retweet. So if you spent, you know, as just part of, okay, reply. Sorry, that would have been what I should have done is reply. You're welcome. But you could spend, you know, you can in your daily method of operations, guys. You could say I'm just going to do 10 interactions per account every day, right? So that you just have a little something going on, right? And you don't even have to log into Twitter to do it, but you can have some actual connections being made every day, and that's going to really increase with your engagement and everything. So really helpful. Twitter mentions retweet. But see, if I was to switch to this one, okay, then I would want to log into this Twitter account. So when I was
in Twitter
itself, so that when I was responding, I was going to be responding as this account and not the account that I'm currently signed into. Okay, awesome. All right, you want to do that one?
Yeah.
Okay. So we're going to help you guys out because when you get started, and a lot of our new members who want to get into blogging or they want to get into YouTube, I tell them, you know, Twitter is a sweet strategy to start with, okay? Because in order to, when you're blogging, when you're doing YouTube videos, you need an audience, right? Creating great content doesn't mean anything if no one sees it. So Twitter is a great social media complementary social media strategy for folks that want to get into that. So I'll have them set up their Twitter first to get Twitter moving, growing their audience before they even have a blog set up, before they have YouTube set up. No problem. Okay, so you can actually leverage, if you're an MLSP member, Todd's going to show you how to leverage MLSP's blog to add more content to your Twitter feed before you have yours created.
Right, exactly. So a lot of you probably already know about this, but if you go to blog.mlsp.com, okay, that's where you'll find an MLSP blog. And maybe a lot of you don't know this, but you can actually use MLSP blog posts to generate leads. Okay, and so I'll show you what I mean. Basically, if you go down to the very bottom, and I'm actually already logged in. If I had let me log out. If you just go to blog.mlsp.myleadsystempro.com, okay, just like this, it's just going to take you to the blank My Lead System Pro blog. Okay, you're not logged in or anything. If it why does it still have my stuff here? So typically, what it would do is where it says "Ask me about MLSP," it would have just a generic support picture here, right? It wouldn't have your stuff in here at all. But I guess since I'm still logged in, it has our information here. But what you need to do is just register with this site. Okay, so if you log all the way down to the bottom, you'll see affiliate login. Okay, and if you're an MLSP member, you just click register right here. I'm going to open that in a new tab. And then just enter in a username and an email address. You want to use the same username and email address as you used to sign up with MLSP with. Okay, and then once you do that, you just click register, and it'll take you through the sign-up process. But we're already registered here, so I'm just going to log in. But what this allows you to do is oh yeah, and here's all the stuff that you'll kind of have to fill out when you register. Okay, so you have your username, you want your nickname, first, last, email, and all that, and your other social media profiles. So Facebook, Twitter, Google, all that stuff. Okay, and you can update it. So that's kind of what you need to do to register. Once you've done that, you can take any MLSP post. Okay, so for example, we've got a member of the month here, Candace. Okay, so if I wanted to use this blog post and be able to tweet it out, and then have anyone who who reads this blog post. Okay, so for example, we go here, and let's say they get here and they click on something else. Maybe they sign up for MLSP. Maybe they opt into something. Maybe they opt into the six-figure formula. Okay, so if they click on get instant access. They have to enter their name and their phone number to get access to that training, right? So if I've registered with this website, what will happen is that I will actually get this lead. Okay, this lead information will come to me, even though someone else wrote this blog post. It's not even my content, right? So the way I do that is after you've logged in, you need to get your own specific URL. Okay, and so the way you do that, basically, it's just a what is it? It's just a little tag you add at the end. It's $ID equals and then your username. For us, it's TLGets. Okay, and so anytime I use an MLSP blog post and I add this little tag at the end, any person who clicks on that will be cookied to me. Okay, it'll drop a little cookie on their computer so that anytime they click on something, they opt into an offer or they sign up or they buy something, I'm the one that gets the lead. I'm the one that gets the commission for that, right? Because they're cookied to me because of this. Now, an easy way to grab that, okay, is after you have logged in, just click one of these share links. And the Twitter one is really easy to do because if you click this, it'll open up this little window here, and it'll actually have the full URL, and it'll already have the little tag at the end of it. Okay, so this is a URL that you want to grab. Copy that, and then you can stick that into basically whatever you want. You could post it to Facebook. You could put it into Social Oomph. You could put it wherever you want. And anyone that that clicks on that, again, it's going to have your ID on there. They're going to get cookied to you. So anytime they opt in, right? If they opt into this, I'm the one that gets the lead. If they buy something, I'm the one that gets commission for that. So you can, I mean, there's just, I don't know, there's thousands of blog posts here. Okay, on all different sorts of subjects. So you can take any blog post, add your little tag to the end of it, okay, or just get the little, I'll just go into another one here. Grab the share link, okay, right here. And again, this is, whoops, got to make sure that's in there. It's $ID equals and then your link. But that's all you need to do, copy it, and then you can put it into whatever post you want. Okay, and that's how you can easily, especially when you're brand new, like I said, you don't have a ton of your own content. This is how you're going to be able to borrow the content from My Lead System Pro, use it as your own, and still generate leads from it. Okay, it's super cool, super awesome. So that is, just another great benefit of becoming an MLSP member. Okay, so we've gone over how to build your audience. We've gone over how to engage your audience. Now we're going to talk about how to sell to your audience. Okay, how to generate leads and get sales and signups on the back end. Okay, and so this is just going to get better and better. Selling to your audience. Okay, how do we generate leads and get sales and signups with Twitter? Okay, some really neat things that we can do here. Let me jump to. So the first thing, okay, when you're in Twitter, couple different places that you want to put links. Okay, number one is in your bio. Okay, and you probably saw this on part one where we talked about how to create your bio. What's in it for them? You also want to do a link in here to a capture page. Okay, so if I click on this, I'll actually open it in a new tab. It's going to take me to and this is an MLSP funnelizer page that I created with my own offer in it. But this is a capture page where someone can become a lead for me. Okay, and it's just a simple capture page where I generate leads. Okay. Again, I'm telling them what's in it for them. Learn how we generate 42 plus leads a day. Click here. They click on it. Takes them to this. I get a name, email, and a phone number, and I get, they get the download that they requested, and I get a lead. Okay. The second place where you're going to want to do this is with a pinned tweet. Okay. So basically, I take an image, I make a little promotional tweet. Again, I put my link in here. Okay, and this is it's a different link, but it's going to the same place. It basically goes to this. And again, I'm generating leads with this. Okay, anytime someone comes to my profile, they're going to see this. They're going to see this. Okay, and if you remember those slides I showed you earlier, we're getting. I mean, right now we're getting tens of thousands of visits to our profile every single month. Okay, so that's tens of thousands of people that come here. They see this and they see this, right? And so we generate leads with these like crazy. Okay, so those are the first two places that are just really easy that you can drop in, little capture page links where you can generate leads. Okay, the third place that you're going to want to use is going to be in Status Brew. Okay, so we're going to go back to Status Brew. We're going to go back into your own personal profile, And we're going to use that functionality. Again, it's going to be on the left-hand side of the page here, but if you scroll down to your Compass settings, you're going to want to go to your welcome DMs, okay, your welcome direct messages. And so what this is that anytime someone follows you on Twitter, StatusBrew will automatically send all of your new followers a welcome direct message. Okay, and you could put whatever you want in here. Right now, I'm just sending traffic to YouTube to get views on this video. And actually, this video, because of the traffic I've sent to it from here, it's actually ranking on page 1 of the search engine results in YouTube. So again, I get views like crazy from this because everyone who follows me, they're getting this message, they're clicking on it, they're watching the video, they're liking, they're subscribing, they're commenting. So huge ranking factor, but you can also use this to generate leads directly. So I could put in any one of my other lead magnets in here. I would probably, just for the sake of congruency, put this in here because I know it converts also, right? I know that this converts close to 40%. I get close to a 40% opt-in rate whenever I use this, okay, as in my messaging or anywhere else on Twitter, okay? So that's what I would do. So those are the 3 big places where you're going to be able to generate leads directly from Twitter, okay? And the more active you are with the following and unfollowing, okay, the more new followers that you're getting, the more of these messages that are going to go out, and the more leads you're going to generate. Okay, that's why we emphasize your daily method of operations. You need to be doing this every single day, and the more you do this every single day, the more leads you're going to generate, and the more you use social oomph to tweet out your content, and the more leads more traffic you're going to generate to your blog, and the more leads you're going to generate there as well. Okay, the bigger your audience is. Okay, so this just accumulates. Those are the 3 really big places that you're going to be able to generate leads. Now, a couple things I want to say about this direct message, because there's good ways to do this and there's bad ways, right? A couple rules that you're going to want to follow, okay? Number 1 is that you want to keep it short and conversational, okay? You don't want it to look like a sales pitch. You want it to look like someone is actually just saying, hi, just thought you might want to check this out, right? So you want to keep it short, conversational. Avoid just a really long, like I sometimes will get DMs, direct messages that are like 3 paragraphs long. It's like someone wrote an essay. And as soon as you see that, you know it's going to be a pitch, right? You know someone is pitching you on something as soon as you see that. And the thing is, nobody has time to read that, right? So keep it short. All you're trying to do, your only goal here with this is to get them to click on the link. Okay? When you create 3 paragraphs worth of a direct message, that means that you're trying to do too much selling up front. Okay, that's number 1 clue that you're doing too much selling up front, and it's just going to, people just aren't going to, number 1, they're not going to read it, number 2, they're not even going to click on anything that's in it. So your only goal here is to just convince them to click on that link. Okay, that's all you want to do. Don't worry about trying to pitch and sell them on it, okay? So keep it short, keep it conversational, avoid the long, pitchy, salesy sort of messages, and you always want to include a link, okay? So I'm either sending them to a YouTube video so I can get views and comments and likes so I can rank my video, or I'm sending them to a capture page, something like this that I know converts, right? So that's, kind of a short little section here, but very easy to do. And again, it's gonna, they're gonna tell you some of the variables that you can use. I typically don't use any of these because that's one of the it's kind of one of the ways that people will recognize if you're using an automated messenger to message them. So that's why I typically keep that out. I just say, hey, thanks for the follow. Thought you might be able to blah, 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 whatever, right? So, and then if you want to have multiple variations, and I would highly suggest doing this because we're going to actually talk about this in the next section, but measuring and improving your statistics, okay? Being able to have multiple messages here and split test those is going to be a big part of that. But if you have multiple variations or a couple different things that you want to promote, you can set up a couple different ones in here. And what StatusBrew will do is it'll randomly select one of those to send out. Okay, it does. If you have multiple of these, it doesn't send every single direct message to every single new follower. It just picks one and sends that to each new follower. Okay, so it's going to randomize it. But that's how that works. All you do is you just click the enable direct message here. You type your message in here. Hey, glad we could connect. Thought you might want to check out my newest video on how to generate massive amounts of leads online. Okay, and then I'm just going to take the same link, paste it right there. I can click add. That'll automatically add the message to my list. Okay, and so all it's going to do is it's going to randomly select one of these and send it out to each new follower. Okay, if I want to get rid of one, if I don't like it, all I do is I click the X over here, and it takes it off the list, right? Okay, and that's all it is. It automatically saves it. You don't even have to click a save button, but that's all it is there. So, all right, so that is, again, that's the 3 places where you can directly generate leads on Twitter. All very powerful, especially the more following and unfollowing you do. So, and like I said, all you're looking to do is generate the lead. Okay, the sales and the signups come on the back end. So, don't worry about trying to convince them to buy something when you haven't even generated the lead yet. Okay. Last part we're going to go over here is how to get better and better. Okay, how to go from getting just a handful of leads a week to getting 30+ leads per day from Twitter and the traffic that you generate from Twitter. Right? So how do you get better and better? You have to measure and improve. You can only improve the things that you measure. Okay, and I know I say this all the time, but you can only improve the things that you measure. If you're not measuring stuff, you have no idea how it's performing. You have no idea how to improve it. Right? So this is, like I said, the difference between the professionals and the amateurs. Okay, the professionals are going to measure everything and improve it incrementally over time. So over the course of a couple months, okay, if you're consistent with this, if you're always looking at your conversion rates, if you're always looking at your split testing on your capture pages, how many clicks you're getting on all of your links, you're going to be able to get 30+ leads a day with this. Okay. So the first way we're going to do this is using tags for your follow sources. Okay, because what you're going to find is that the different follow sources that you use in StatusBrew are going to give you different follow back rates. Oh, let me do this again. Here we go. So let me show you where to do that. Yeah. So if I go to, again, let me just start over from the beginning here. So here we are in StatusBrew, and I'm going to go into my main account. And what I'm going to look at is my conversions right here. Okay, so insights and then conversions. And what this does is that anytime you follow somebody, StatusBrew automatically tracks where that person came from, okay, what follow source they came from, and then it'll track over time how many people chose to follow you back from that follow source. Okay, so this is a super, super cool feature. This is how you know what your best sources are. So I know that, okay, whenever I use @RayHigdon as a follow source, okay, that I get roughly 7.3% of those people decide to follow me back. Okay, and 7.3%, that's a little bit above average from what we've seen. Typically, if we have any given follow source, it's going to give us about a 5% follow back, right? If we find a really good one, okay, we can get up to 20, 30, sometimes even a 40% follow back rate from our very best follow sources. And I'm not going to tell you what they are. You got to do this work yourself, okay? But for us, and it also depends on your branding, right? Not everybody is going to get 7.3% from Ray Higdon's source, right? Some of you may get better, some of you may get worse, depending on how you're branding yourself, depending on how attractive you make yourself to people who are following Ray Higdon. Okay, if they're in your target market and you're giving them content that they want. Okay, so the better you can do your target your audience targeting, the better that conversion rate is going to be. Right. So, and that's across the board. But in general, like I said, some follow sources, I mean, I've seen some follow sources give us 0% follow back. So, if we go a few days of using a follow source and we find that it has, less than a 1% conversion rate, obviously we're never going to use that again. But you would never know that unless you visited this, this part, your conversions section of StatusBrew. Okay, so.
I mean, we've had people that we've coached or something, and I asked
them,
right,
yeah.
They said, well, Twitter, I'm just not growing on Twitter. I've been stuck at whatever for so long. And I said, well, what's your conversion rate on the people that you're following? What's that?
Yeah, and their answer is, oh, I don't know.
Right.
Well.
Right. If you're following someone who gives you a 0.1 conversion rate, follow back rate, that's why you're not growing.
Exactly.
Right. Find a different source account.
right? So what you'll see here is at the very top, it's going to highlight it with the overall statistics, okay, and then it'll actually break it down by day. Okay, so you can see all the different days that we used at Ray Higdon as a follow source, and it breaks up the numbers for you. Okay, so some days are better than others, but overall we have about a 7.3 conversion rate. Okay, but yeah, so you need to know what your conversion rates are. Okay, and then once you find a good source, okay, that's the one you want to stick with. When you find a source that doesn't convert, you don't want to stick with it. And that's how, that's again the difference between getting just a trickle of traffic to your trickle of followers and traffic to your blog and stuff versus 4,000 plus per month, right? And so this is the very first place you need to look, because if your capture page, if you're not generating leads, a lot of that has to do with how much traffic you're getting to it. So if you're not even getting traffic, don't even worry about your conversion rate on your capture page, because the traffic is the first problem you need to solve. Okay, and so this is where you go to do that, is through your conversions. Okay, look at your follow sources and figure out what your best follow back rates are for different sources, and just use the sources that give you the best follow back rate. Okay, and the only way you're going to find that out is through trial and error. Right? And we've already done that work, so we know, but this is something everyone is going to have to figure out for themselves. All right. Okay, so that's tagging your follow sources. Track your follow back rate for your follow sources. That's what we just went over. Tracking links. Okay, this is so important. Use tracking links everywhere. In your bio, in your pin post, in your auto direct message, in your welcome tweets. Okay, you want to know how many people are clicking on things. If I put a link in my bio, okay, and I don't use a tracking link, I have no idea if it's effective or not. Okay, I may go a month and say, oh, well, I'm not generating any leads, or maybe I'm generating a ton of leads, but I have no idea where those leads are coming from. Especially if because I'm using the same offer in my pin tweet versus in my bio and also my automated direct message, right? If I'm using the same offer all three places, I don't know which one is generating the most leads for me, right? Which is the most effective place where I'm generating leads. So I need to use tracking links, and I use different tracking links for each one of these places. Okay, so let me go back to here. Okay, so if you notice, okay, this is APLB.tl. Okay, so this is APLB.tlresource.com. This one, APLT.tlresource.com. They're different links because they're tracking clicks on different places. So I use a different tracking link. If I'm sending out a direct message to the same thing, guess what? I'm going to use a different tracking link again, because I want to know specifically how many people are clicking on each place and how many leads I'm generating from each one. Okay, that's how I know where I want to focus my attention. And that's also where I know where parts of Twitter are underperforming. Okay, so if I know that most of my leads are coming from my bio and people aren't clicking on my pin tweet, okay, that may mean that I may need to work on this image. I may have to work on the hashtag here. I may have to change my copywriting here somewhere. Okay, because these are different things. I'm using different copywriting. Okay, there's no image here. There's an image here. Could be the image that's the issue, right? And like I said, same thing in your. Let me go back to my Status Brew account. Same thing for your welcome direct message. Come on.
And guys, as we're going through this, feel free to put in the question field anything that doesn't make sense. You want something clarified, anything, just let us know.
Right, exactly. Yeah, because this is super high level stuff.
Right, that's where we said from beginner to advanced. Now we're in the advanced stage, guys. So right. If you're beginner and your head's spinning, that's okay, because guess what? This is going to be in your back office in MLSP, and you can come back to it later and rewatch it many times, just the specific section that you need.
Right, and you're going to want to definitely rewatch this, because you're going to pick up things later that you did not pick up the first time, or the second time, or the third time, or even the 10th time. Right? There's going to be things in here that you're going to rewatch, months from now, that you're going to say, oh, now I get it, right? Because it makes more sense to you, because you've been marketing on Twitter for several months now, and it just makes that much more sense. So, but yeah, I will use tracking links in here too. And if I have multiple direct messages, guess what? I'm going to use different tracking links for the different messages, so I know which one people are clicking on more. Okay, which message is resonating more with my audience. Okay. Go back again. Oops. I'm going to get this at some point here. There we go. Social Oomph click statistics. Okay, actually, Leah, this is you.
Awesome. All right, you can pull it up. Okay, awesome, guys. So let's show some of the cool data that you can track in Social Oomph. This is really neat. So under monitoring, you can click on your click stats. Okay, this is really cool. So you can actually download your click data. So you can break this down month to month. You know, the little calendar button here, you can select a date range. You could have nothing selected here, and it can just be everything over time. Okay, so I actually did this earlier today for us, so you don't have to wait for it. When you do this, guys, you click download, and you just hit this button. It's going to send to your email an Excel file, okay, with all this data in it. And so let me see. Here we go. So that's what this looks like. Okay, so we did this earlier today, so we didn't have to wait for it to come through. And here we go. So this is really cool. So this shows us exactly how many number of clicks that we've had. So this is a lead magnet that we use, MLMSuccessResource.com. Okay, and on this, it was created, you know, that short link that we use through Social Oomph was created back in January of last year, and we've had over 6,500 clicks on that link from that one tweet, right? So that's really cool. Okay, so you can actually use this. You could filter. All right, I'm not going to go into a whole bunch of Excel stuff here, guys, but you can just click that filter button, and you can actually sort this, you know, from largest to smallest, and you can see the number, you know, what are your best, the things that people are clicking on the most, right?
And this is really important because this is going to tell you what content of yours people like the most.
Exactly.
Okay, and this is also going to tell you the content people don't like. Okay, the stuff that they're not clicking on. So what you want to do, okay, is find the content that is getting the fewest amount of clicks, and then replace that with something else.
Right.
Right. So you're always measuring and improving. This is how you go from a handful of leads a week to 30 plus per day. Is just by continually measuring and always improving. You got to do this. This is the difference between an amateur and a pro. This is the difference between making money and not making anything.
Exactly. And I just highlighted this row number 1. I clicked filter, sort and filter. I went to filter. And then I changed it to largest to smallest. Okay, that's all I did. That's all the fancy Excel you need for this. That's it, pretty simple. Okay, all right, let's just jump back in here now. It also has click summary. This is pretty cool. Once it loads. So click summary, guys, is going to show you the total number of clicks. Okay, so we have 1.5 million clicks. Okay, that is really cool through Twitter.
In the past year.
Yeah, huge, huge. Okay, so that's awesome. All right, so that is a lot of clicks. You can see on a day-to-day basis, we're generally, you know, 3,500 or so clicks per day from Twitter, and this is all of the accounts that are connected to Social Oomph all together. All right, so this isn't just one. We've got 3 accounts. All right, and this is our total information here, which is pretty cool. And destination domains, this is also pretty cool. Almost 1 million clicks.
Just to our blog.
Just to our blog, guys, in a year. What? That's crazy, right? That's crazy. A little over a year. Okay, so that's awesome. All right, could you imagine getting 1 million clicks to your blog in the next year? What that could do for you? A lot. All right, so that's some really cool information. And then we also have Twitter account statistics. This is kind of fun too. All right, so you can actually look at the different accounts, or you can look at them all together. So all together, we have over 84,000 followers on our 3 accounts. All right, our following, our ratio to following to followers, total tweets. You know, we got a ton of them. You know, just more and more information. So really cool stuff to look at. Track your progress over time. It's really helpful, guys. Okay, awesome. All right, back to talk.
Okay. And then split test. Okay, you gotta split test everything. Like I said, and interesting, split testing capture pages is easy. Okay, if you've got Funnelizer, it's super easy to create another variation and split test.
And Funnelizer is a functionality within MLSP.
Yeah.
Another reason why you need it.
I mean, we still use Funnelizer for every single one of our capture pages, and it's just the coolest software out there to create your own custom capture pages, right? That's That's how we create, that's how we generate leads with on a blog and everything else is with those capture pages. So, but you definitely want to split test those. The thing that people don't think the split test is their automated direct messages. Okay, and I'm going to show you how to do that really quick right now. Here we go. So within, and the way you do this is with tracking links. Okay, and I kind of already mentioned that you want to use tracking links everywhere. But so basically, what you would do is create 2 direct messages. Okay, typically I would delete this one and just create 2 different direct messages going to a capture page. Okay, and so let's say I'm going to use this autopilot leads guide, right? So the way I do that is I need to go into MLSP first. I need to log in.
Now, guys, you are being very well rewarded here for staying on, because this, what Todd's about to go through here with you, is what we see as the biggest thing. People who say they're doing Twitter, say they're implementing our strategy.
Yeah, I'm doing everything you're doing. I'm not getting results.
Right. It's this right here that makes the world of difference. All right. You can have all those other pieces together, and the difference is we're generating a ton of leads, and you're only generating a couple. It's because of this piece here. So it's awesome that you're staying on, guys, because this is really important.
Right. So what you want to go in MLSP, okay, is my content, okay, and then my custom links. Okay, and you're going to see exactly, and we're very successful. We create custom links for everything. We track every single YouTube video. We create a new custom link for it, even though it's going to the exact same offer. So we know which videos are getting the best, the most clicks, the most views. Here's all of the different direct messages that we've used. Not every single one, because sometimes we will delete them and rewrite them. But the last split test that we did was with Twitter DM1 and Twitter DM2. Okay, so we had 2 different direct messages going out. One of those got 59 clicks, the other got 86. Okay, that's a huge difference. That's 27 more clicks that one got over the other. That's, what is it? I think that's almost like 50% more clicks that one direct message got over the other. So if I didn't know this, okay, if I didn't know this, think about the number of leads that is. If I have a capture page that's converting at 40%, okay, and let's say over the course of, I think this was only a week or 2 that I was running this, okay, that's another, let's see, 27, so 40% of 27 is, what, another dozen leads or so? That's another dozen leads that I could have missed out on if I didn't know this. Okay, but over the course of the week I can look at this and say, hey, Twitter DM1 is not performing for me, but Twitter DM2, direct message 2 is. Let's delete number 1 and just go with number 2. Okay.
And what would be a good before you make that assessment? What's a good number? How many clicks you want to see?
I would say you want to have at least 30 to 40 clicks. Okay, on each one before you make an assessment which one is actually going to win out. And some of these are pretty close. Okay, like the last one I did was one of these other ones I did was between Twitter DM6 and Twitter DM7. Okay, they both got over 90 clicks. One got 95, one got 91. Okay, so that tells me that it's close enough where it's not going to make a huge difference.
Right.
Okay, here's another one. This one I actually split tested 3: Twitter DM3, Twitter DM4, and Twitter DM5. Now between 4 and 5, there's a difference of 10. This is actually a 20% difference about, right? I'm getting 20% more clicks on Twitter DM5 than I am Twitter DM4. But this one is kind of right in the middle, okay, Twitter DM3. Okay, I split tested all 3 of these at the same time. So out of all 3 of these, I know that if I go with this one, I'm going to get, about a 20% better, more traffic than if I had used Twitter DM4. Okay, and this is why we split test. This is, like I said, you keep doing this over and over, time and time again over the course of a couple months. This is the difference between a handful of leads a week and 30+ leads per day is when you do this sort of thing. Okay, so let me just walk you through the process really quick. Okay, so here is the actual, this is the actual raw link for my capture page right here. And what I do is I actually add a little tracking link at the very end. Okay, anytime within Funnelizer that you add a little $T equals, okay, anything that comes after that is your tracking tag. Okay, so that's how you know when someone clicked on something and then they opted in. When they get to your CRM, they'll have that tag on there. That's how you know if someone clicked on Twitter DM8 and became a lead versus Twitter DM9 and became a lead. Okay, so I use these tracking tags all the time. But what I'll do is I'll just take this, okay, take my raw link. I'll create a new custom link right here. Twitter DM 8. I think I haven't used 8 yet. All right. Yeah, I left off at 7. So I'm going to create Twitter direct message 8, TDM 8 right there for my stub. Page title is my autopilot leads guide. Okay, the URL. Again, this is my base URL. Okay, this is what takes me to this page, and then I just add a little tracking tag at the end so I know exactly which DM this goes to, exactly which direct message this goes to. And I do the same thing with, if I put it in my bio, I might change this to T bio for Twitter bio. If it's a pin post, I might do TPIN, Twitter pin for Twitter pin post. Okay, so you can put anything you want in there. There's just no spaces, right? So it's just this little thing here, $T equals. Put that at the end of the URL of your funnelizer page, and then anything that comes after that is the little tracking tag that will get placed in your CRM when people become a lead. Okay, so but this is going to be TDM8, so Twitter direct message 8. Okay, next thing I'll do is in the link description. Nobody sees this. Okay, this is just for your own reference, but I'm going to type in the actual direct message that I'm going to use. Okay, so later on, after I stop using this, I can go back to this and say, okay, this one worked, this one didn't. What was the actual message that went with it? All right, so just going to say, hey, thanks for the follow. If you want to learn exactly how I generate 42 plus leads per day on autopilot, you can get my step-by-step guide for free right here. And then I put the link after that. Right? Use forward masking. You can do this if you want. Basically what that does is that after they click the link, okay, is it going to mask the domain, meaning whether are they going to see this or not? Okay, or are they going to see some random URL that you give them? Okay, so I'm just going to use forward masking because I typically do. I'll click Add New Link. So that's one. And then so what I would do is I'd go back into, actually let me create the second one right away. Add new custom link. Twitter DM9. Okay, so I'm creating a split test between Twitter DM8 and Twitter DM9. Page title, autopilot leads guide. URL, oops. I gotta grab that URL again. Paste that right in there. Replace that 8 with a 9, so my tracking tag is now TDM9. I'm gonna say, hey, glad we could connect. For a limited time, you can grab my free pilot leads guide on how I generate 42 plus leads per day on full autopilot. Then I'll have the link. Okay, so it's 2 different messages that I'm going to send out here. Create new custom link. Okay, so the next thing I need to do is actually plug these into StatusBrew. Okay, so the way I'm going to do that is, number one, I'm going to click that little edit button. Okay, the notepad and the pen. That'll open this up again. Okay, and I'm going to take this direct message that I created, copy it. I'm going to go to StatusBrew. Okay, and again, I'm in my welcome DM settings here under Compass. I'm going to paste that, and then I need to grab the link that I created, my short link. Okay, right? So I'm going to cancel out of this, go back down here again, Twitter DM8, and I just click this little thing that looks like a barcode. Okay, and that gives me the actual link. So I copy that. Whoops. And then I go back to here, just like that. Okay, and then I'll click Add. That'll add it right there. And then I'll do the exact same thing for the other one. All right, so I'll go to Twitter DM9. I'll click the notepad and pen. That'll load up here. I'll just copy the actual message that I want. Go back to status brew, paste that right in there. Go back to MLSP, cancel out of that, and then grab the link for Twitter DM9. Right here. Copy that, close it, paste it. Actually, yeah, I'll leave it the way that is, just like that. Okay, and then the other thing that I would do is I would delete this one. I'm going to copy that just like that. So that way I'm only running these two together, and now anytime someone follows me, they're going to get one of these two messages. Okay, and at the end of the week, I can go back into MLSP, look at my custom links, and it's going to tell me right here the number of unique clicks I got on each single one. Okay, and so at the end of the week, I can say, okay, one of these got 75 clicks, the other one got 92. Okay, so I know that the one that got 92 clicks is definitely the one I want to go with. I'll delete the other one and just run with the one that's getting the most clicks.
And even that one that you're staying with, though, you create a new custom link for it, right?
Yeah, because I'm always looking for a way to get more clicks. So what I would do is I'd create a brand new split test.
So on week 2, guys, he's going to keep the one that worked. He's going to copy it, but still create a new custom link for it because he wants his numbers to start at 0 for the week.
Exactly. Yeah. So I
super important. People sometimes miss that.
Yeah. Delete both of these custom links, create brand new ones, but keep this same message. Okay. If this one is the one that performed better, keep the same message, but create a new custom link for it so it starts over at 0. Yeah. Right. So that's how you do that, and that is super important because, like again, if you're tracking your tags, if you've got a follow source that's giving you a 20 to 40% follow back rate, and you're gaining 4,000 plus new followers every single month, that's a ton of these messages that's going out to people. You need to know what's converting and what doesn't. Okay, what are people clicking on and what are they not clicking on, right? So once you're getting a bunch of traffic to these, you need to know what people want and what they don't. Okay, and this is the only way to do it is by split testing this. Okay, measuring and improving.
Exactly, guys. And this specific part with the split testing, this is something that you're going to want to watch and implement at the same time. So you're going to watch it, you're going to pause it, and you're going to implement it. And then you're going to press play again, and you're going to watch the next section, next part of it, okay? You're going to just follow the basic directions. Don't try to digest it all at once, and then go afterwards, try to open up Twitter and do it, okay? You want to just pause and do. All
right. And this is super, super advanced stuff. I mean, if you're a beginner and this is, you feel like this is like way over your head, it should be. Okay, if it's not, then I'd be kind of scared. Because it took us, I don't even know how long it took us to really get this part of it down. But once we did, I think it took us at least 6 or 7 months, okay, before we really started doing this and really started ramping things up and scaling up.
Right.
But once we did, we were quickly generating 30 plus leads every single week, every single day, because we were just constantly measuring and improving every single part of our funnel like this. But yeah, so that is Twitter from A to Z. Okay, that is a full marketing strategy. It's going to take you from beginner to advanced. It starts you out, maybe you will only generate a handful of leads every single week. But like I said, you follow this step by step. You go through the exact, follow everything that we've taught you here. Use the tools that we've used, measure and improve. Okay, make sure that you're doing everything. Go back to it occasionally. Okay, learn something new. You'll get a new insight every time you watch this training.
Exactly.
But just keep doing that over the course of several months, and you keep improving this. It won't be long before you're generating 30 plus leads per day. Primarily because of Twitter. Okay, because of the leads you generate directly from Twitter, and also from the traffic that you get to your blog, to YouTube, to Facebook, wherever you want to, direct your traffic. So.